to throw it. Throws out to Hall once again and reaching with one hand. Unable to connect there. And a flag on the play. See what the call is here. It seems to be in the backfield. As the Bullfrogs are already backing up. Looks to be a holding call. So it'll be second and long. Looking about second and 19.
Yep, second and 19. The Bullfrogs really need to battle back here so they can answer that last touchdown that was scored. Second down and 19 is nothing for Caleb Welch. We've seen him do a lot more with a lot less, or trust me, a lot more yards.
Yeah, right. But it looks like they're actually going to go ahead and pick up the flag here. Maybe they decline it as it's now 3rd and 9. As now another flag is thrown there. As Brian Neal seeming to just a little bit too soon there. Started leaning back, couldn't hold tight, and picking up the false start. And they're going to back this one up 5 yards. So 3rd and about 14. What a long ways to go.
As Josh talks, he's muted, so we only hear him. Here we go.
As now Caleb trips to the right. He looks out. He's in the pocket. He's got a man on him. And he does get sacked in the backfield there. As it's now 4th and about 6:17. Not the best way to start out the game there for the Frogs, but hopefully it's enough time to get that defense back on the field. They got their reps. Maybe they need to get a little bit warm here. And I'm hoping for a good kick here. Wind's not blowing too hard here tonight. And another flag. Flag on the field. Another flag against the Frogs. And the Frogs now punting on 4th and deep, about 4th and 20. The penalties seem to be the story so far, and that punt is a little bit short, and it's going to go out of bounds. Not even passing the first down marker here, so it looks to be out. They're going to mark it. Looks like about at the 35-yard line. So Sanger, the short field, already have 8 points on the board here. The Frogs need to make a stand defensively. And here come the Sanger Indians. Of course, Talon Wellborn having himself a game so far, coupled in there with quarterback Ryland Smart. A bunch of short passes. It looks like most passes going about 2 to 3 yards, maybe even in the backfield, or they're going at least 30 to 40. Nothing in between. As here comes the pass from Ryland. He's got a receiver. And good defense there. As Craig Williams stands tall, gets his hands in front of the receiver's hands. Forcing the drop at about the 20-yard line. And that's exactly what you want to see if you're a Bullfrog fan right there. As the secondary getting back in the right spot, right time. It looked like the Indians are just trying to find seams, sending those go routes in trips formation, and they caught the Frogs sleeping last drive, but good job by Craig Williams, sticking with his man, making the play. As trips out to the right, play action, and an overthrown ball. Looks like that was going out to Zach Shepard, as now we see a flag on the field. Bullfrogs will be backing up here. Let's see. It's a personal foul against the offense, so they are going to back this one up. It is going to be 2nd and long. As now we're looking to back this one up to their own 40. So it looks to be about almost 30 yards to go here. Second down and 35 is the call. So Bullfrogs, all they need to do here is hold this Sanger team to under 35 yards in these next two plays. Looks to be in their favor as they try to go to the screen pass. Wellborn with the ball. He breaks one tackle. He's got some space. He finds a seam, and on 2nd and 35, he does get the first down and down to the 12-yard line. A screen play there from Sanger. And down to the 12-yard line. That is a big play there for the Indians. As that Wellborn just so dangerous in open field. A big guy weighing in over 200 pounds. As here comes a snap. It's a wide receiver. Has the ball. The jet. And it looks like he's close to the first down. That was number 8, Zach Shepard. We'll see where they spot him here. They are going to mark him. It looks like they're going to mark him short.
Well, look, it's getting excited around here, and I can tell you I'm excited right now because I now have all the feeds up. Everything's working. So now we go. Now I can get into it. Now I can join you and,
there you go.
and help you
Maybe
out.
You're the spark we need.
Hopefully so. We'll get it going. Goes up the middle, and Sanger's in for another one quick early on here in the first. 7 minutes and 3 seconds left to go in the first. And that's Bullfrogs have put themselves in a hole already. They're going to have to climb out of it.
I mean, we're about 7 minutes to go here in the first, and it's already 14-0. See if they kick this one. But, of course, after the penalty last time down on the point-after attempt, Sanger went ahead and went for 2. So now we're at 14 with a chance to increase this. It looks like they are going to kick. But, man, this Sanger team just really laying the ball off on these short passes. Had the screenplay. They're running the ball well, and here comes the kick. And this one is going to be blocked. And since he's tipped, there was contact with the kicker once again, but the kick was blocked, so there is a no flag on the play. And Sanger now 14-0.
We got referee Josh Wilcox with us here. He's gonna give us a little insight on that block.
Just to let you know, if there is a contact with the kicker after the block, there is no roughing the kicker. It is totally off. It now becomes a live ball.
So there you go. And since the difference between last point after attempt and this one is, of course, the contact with the ball. So big shout out. We got a referee on staff now. So, hey, we're looking, we're going to kick this one to Secaucus, New Jersey. No,
yeah, there we go. Hey, this is how they start, right? This is how everything starts nowadays. A little podcast, a little radio station, and all of a sudden, here they want to pay me $1 million a game.
Hey.
Well, I mean, that's all for dreaming, right?
Hey, one day, right?
One day. Just one day. Here we are. Sanger, Texas. First quarter, 7 minutes and 3 seconds left to go. Sanger's up early, 14-0 over the Bullfrogs. Bullfrogs going to be receiving the ball once again. They look to try to do something here. This next drive, we'll have to wait and see. I like it how I can see wait and see now because people can actually view and they can wait and see with us.
There you go. As now Sanger lines up to kick. Bullfrogs back and ready. And here we go. Of course, not the best situation in the first quarter as the kick goes up. It's going to be caught by Forrest. Looking to find a seam. He's going out to the right. He's got some space. He kicks it out. There is a flag on the play. And he gets to just shy of the 50-yard line. Looks to be out of about the 48. We'll see where they mark it, but we'll see what the penalty is here. I guess, did you see anything there?
We're calling on. I know he's out there zoomed in on the video. Referee Josh Wilcox. Did you see anything specific on that play? That flag could be.
It looked like there was a hold somewhere in the middle of the field on White. Yep, hold.
Thank you, Josh. And so Josh, of course.
Josh/Tony Romo, right? Tony Romo does that, right? He calls, makes the predictions or calls them ahead of time.
There you go.
It was a good call.
And so it is a holding call, but a great return by Forrest, brought back, but still at the 30-yard line. So not terrible starting position here for the Frogs as Caleb's got 2 out to his right, 1 wide left, wide receiver in motion, and another flag call here. It looks like, I believe, a false start.
Oh, man. False start. Woo.
And now back to the 25, their own 25. And the Frogs, right now, penalties just killing them at the moment. But again, it keeps saying it, plenty of time left in this game to start figuring it out as two line up to the left. We got Fulkerson out wide to the right. The handoff here. And breaking free, I believe Forrest gets down to back to the 30, so a gain of 5 yards. And now it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Woo! That was a nice little run there. You know, see, the thing about it is the Indians, Bullfrogs expect the Indians to run, the Indians expect the Bullfrogs to pass. I think it's a battle of the strategic planning here.
It's a chess match as Caleb drops back. He throws it out to Fulkerson. He's got the ball. He breaks one tackle, fighting for some extra yards. And they're going to spot him at about the 50. We'll see if they give him a good spot here. Good enough for the first down, possibly.
Just short,
and they're going to give him just short. And it is 3rd down and 1. But that's what I love about Mark Fulkerson. He, not the biggest receiver you'll see on the field, but the kid has that work ethic. He's got that grit to him. He always is moving his feet, fighting for those extra yards. Gets the Frogs close to a 1st down. As now Caleb drops back, hands the ball off. Finding a seam is Brandon Forrest. He's got some space out to the right.
First
Gets
down.
knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So getting past half field is Brandon Forrest. Of course, following his brother's footsteps, Tremaine Forrest, graduating senior last year. And now it looks like they are going to be spotted at the 46. So the Frogs, a much-needed 1st down after being brought back 5 yards. 1st and 15, able to find some holes. And here comes Caleb, throws it out wide to Hall. Hall with the ball, meets his defender, but he is going to be close to a 1st down. We'll see where the spot is here. And they are going to move the chains. So a good spot here for the Frogs. And now on the 36. And they're going to be marked on the left side of the hash. Caleb, one in the backfield, shotgun formation, 2 left, wide receiver in motion. They fake the handoff to the receiver, and 2 Forrest they go. And the Sanger line is there to wrap that one up. So gain about a yard, just fighting his way just back to the line of scrimmage. They aren't going to give him that yard. So 2nd down and 10. And a much-needed drive here for the Frogs. Trying to put some points on the board early on as they're down 14-0. Caleb gets the ball, looks to his right. He's got a receiver. It's Roscoe. He catches it, breaks one tackle, breaks a second, and 2 more Indians wrap him up. So just surpassing the 30-yard line now. Nathan Orozco making 2 defenders miss. And now 3rd and short, 3rd and about 4 yards. And hopefully the Frogs here going to be able to pick this one up. Kind of in that territory where maybe a field goal, maybe looking at 4-down territory. As here comes the handoff, trying to find a hole. The line with a good push. We'll see where the spot is here, but a great push by the O-line. This one's going to be close. And they are going to move the chain, so a great push by the Frog front army, I should call them. The Frog army pushing that thing up. And a 1st down.
Oh yeah, definitely. Bullfrogs just trying to move through and trying to make something happen here. Yeah, just like me, I'm trying to make something happen here too.
Hey, I got you till you get back as the Frogs with 2 out to the right, Hall out to the left. Caleb checking to the sideline, waiting for the call here. Looks like they're making a substitution. And here they get set. And a flag is called. Now it looks like a time. They are going to give the timeout to the Frogs. So a close one there. Looked like a little bit of confusion on the field. The Frogs are going to go ahead and call that timeout, but definitely worth it at this point of the game. Down 14-0. Starting to march downfield, starting to get that momentum, a feel for the game, and just want to make sure, can't sacrifice another flag. The Frogs seen plenty of yellow. Too much too soon, and they're starting to clean things up. So good job on the Frogs there, calling the timeout. And just outside the red zone on the 26-yard line, just trying to knock on the doorstep of Sanger. As now Friday night lights in full effect. The sun just about set. Lights are on. And here we are once again in Texas. No matter what the situation, pandemic or not, we are watching football. Sanger, Texas versus Lake Worth.
Yes, sir. You're still going back over, making sure, doing some sound checking, making sure. It seems like on Facebook we got a little bit of an implied echo there, listen a little bit, but it's bearable enough. We'll get that thing fixed. But here we go. Bullfrogs line up, ready to try to do it right here on first down.
And doubles twin formation. Caleb drops. He throws it. The ball is tipped. It is going to fall. And once again, Wellborn for Sanger, making an impact on all sides of the ball. Not only offense, not only defense, but special teams as well. So credit to number 5, Wellborn, coming off the edge, tipping that pass. As Caleb, back to the same formation, hands it off to Tree. BB, I should say. And no gain here as it's going to be 3rd and 10. Lake Worth just trying to get something going. And a long 3rd down situation here. Brian Neal looks to be subbed in for Isaiah Hall. Orozco out to the left. And here comes everyone else as well. We got trips to the left of the field. Empty on the right side. Caleb drops. He rolls out to his left. He's looking for a receiver. He had Fulkerson and just a tad out of reach for Fulkerson. He had his man. It was a good look, and that is going to bring up 4th down here. We'll see if the Frogs go for it. They do have the offense. It looks like they don't have the kicking team out. So they are going to go for it here on 4th down and about 9, it looks like. There's 2 backs in the backfield. 2 out to the right, 1 out to the left. They're checking. Caleb gets the snap. He looks deep. He makes the throw. It's up. And Orozco in and out of his hands. And that ball is going to be dropped. So that is going to be a turnover on downs. Great effort there. Great pass by Caleb Welch to the end zone. Orozco unable to maintain control of that one.
Oh, man, that's tough. Bullfrogs really, really needed that one. They really needed that one. But, hey, they'll shake it off, and they'll get up, and they'll try again.
And the good news is they do turn it over on the 25-yard line. So still a long ways to go here for Sanger. And now this is going to be the 3rd drive for Sanger. Maybe the defense starting to figure something out here, as it's been mostly that short game that has been killing the Frogs as far as that's got to be a false start. Just about everyone moved on that one except the ball. And that is going to be a 5-yard penalty. Yeah, I don't even know, Josh. Who are you going to call that one on?
I believe that's called the center when everybody else leaves except for the center.
True. But, man, yeah, just about everyone went. As now trips out to the right, 1 out to the left, and the handoff. Fighting through the line. The defense is there. And the Frogs trying to make that stand is a gain of about 4 yards, bringing it almost back to the 25. So now it's about 2nd and 11. As trips out to the right once again. Wellborn back in the backfield with Smart. The ball goes to Wellborn. He's trying to kick it out. Missed tackle in the backfield. Pulte trying to hang on. He can't get there. A flag call here. 2 flags down.
That's garbage. They're going to try to call. I believe they're going to try to call horse collar. He didn't get a hold of him.
Yeah, it looked like Pulte was almost just trying to get to his back shoulder pad to get the ball, not reaching for inside the pads. We'll see what the call is on the field. That was a gain of about 25. And they're going to call a face mask on the defense. I don't know if I saw that one, but the refs did. Apparently so.
I don't necessarily think that it was actually a face mask. He might have grabbed him by the ear hole, but because he actually turned the player's head, they have to call it.
There you go. And so that is going to rack on. So about a gain of about 35 yards. As Sanger marching down into Frog territory. And the handoff to Wellborn. Wellborn's got plenty of space. And down past the 15. They're going to mark this one, it looks like at the 14-yard line. And Sanger, once again, looking to get into the red zone. And they are in the red zone. And now the handoff again to Wellborn. And somebody's got to bring him down as he gets past the 10 to the 5-yard line. And it is going to be second and about 1. Sanger just marching down the field.
Yeah, the Bullfrogs are having a tough time with him. Last week, he rushed for about 186 yards. So it tells you he can run the ball.
And the ball is dropped there, but Smart picks it back up. So it looks like the snap was muffed, but the ball dropping right to Smart's feet. He picks it up and fights back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and 1. And at this point, I think it's fair enough to say this is definitely 4th down territory for Sanger, as they've had a lot of success on 4th down. And they got trips out to the left. Sanger with trips left. And a keeper for Smart, trying to find the end zone. And is the ball loose? They're trying to say the ball was loose. And the ref has not made a call.
Jarvis, zoom in.
And it looks like they are going to mark this a 1st down, not a touchdown. So Sanger keeps the ball, looking to get set fast. Smart gets the ball, hands it off to Wellborn, and he fights through the middle for another Sanger touchdown, with the score now being 20-0 in favor of Sanger, with 56 seconds left here in the first quarter. Still, again, plenty of time to be played, but so far, Sanger 3 for 3 on each one of their drives.
Woo-wee. That's tough right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to watch.
Yeah, it's tough to watch, tough to call. The thing about it is the Bullfrogs last week, we saw them stand tall at the end of the game to hold tight. Is this going to be a wake-up call? Is this going to be something for them to have to answer to and not shut down and battle back with this? Can they make a comeback? That's going to be the story of this entire game. And it blocked again. Extra point blocked once again by Craig Williams.
So, hey, a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel there for the Frogs as they block another kick. But, of course, being down 20-0 at almost the end of one is not where you want to be, especially off such a great win last week. Definitely not the start the Frogs expected here. But, man, Wellborn has been playing absolutely incredibly for Sanger. And the Frogs looking to bounce back. They did have themselves a great drive last time down the field. They were marching. They did get real close to that red zone. And unfortunately, Mark Fulkerson had almost a 1st down. They ended up getting a little bit lucky here and there. They did get a play where they had a Roscoe deep in the end zone, just inches out of reach, diving for the ball. So there were some good notes, just tiny, a matter of inches between big plays for the Frogs. And, you know, you're encouraged by that, but of course you do want to see the connection between Caleb and the receivers. And it seems to be we're on the verge of it right now, as still 3 quarters left to be played as the Frogs dropping back to return once again.
Oh, yeah. It's one of those things. You're sitting here looking at it, you're trying to see it, and everything's just a little tough. You know, there ain't nothing else to say other than just shake it off and keep rolling, because you got 3 quarters of football left. You got 3.5 or 3 in a minute.
There's a reason why we play all 4 quarters. As the ball's received here, going out to the sideline, it looks like it was Hall getting pushed out just about the 40-yard line. I think they're going to mark him at the 41. Which, like I said, we do have a tent right in front of us, kind of restricting our view just a bit. But a solid return and a good field position here for the Frogs, right near midfield, and they are going to spot this one at the 41. And Caleb in the backfield, an empty set, 5 wide, trips right, 2 out to the left, and the snap immediately out into the hands of Pulte. He's got some space. He makes one miss. Going to get wrapped up here. Looks to be about a gain of about 4 down to the 45-yard line. They might give him the 1 extra yard, but a solid gain there on first down, and that's exactly what you want to see. On first down, it's been hard for the Frogs to gain any type of yardage, and that's exactly what you want to see. A nice little wide receiver screen, a little bubble pass, and Pulte fighting for some yards. And we're going to go empty set once again now. Trips on the left, two out to the right. Pulte with it again, just flipping sides here. And Pulte trying to get to the sideline. He is going to pick up the first, fighting for them extra yards. And they're going to spot him down at about the 47, 48-yard line. So a solid gain, just same play, just flipping it up. So, hey, find something that works.
And I see that Bullfrogs having a little bit of fire going right here, trying to get something going.
And will they go to it again? They fake it. It looks like they sent Pulte out once again, out to the right. And they try to fire to the left to BB Forrest. And unable to corral that one in. And going to be 2nd and 10 as we end the first quarter. So Frogs 0, Sanger 20. And not the start that we want to see from the Bullfrogs. But like I said, there has been some hope, at least on the offensive side of the ball. The offense has been moving the ball now. They've found a couple passes here and there, starting to see a little bit of confidence out of Caleb. And, you know, again, long game to be played. Defense makes a couple stops, and we're right back in it.
We are. The Bullfrogs right here, this is, last week, talking with Coach Welch, Coach Raines, and Coach McInally, one of the big things they took away from last week was this. You scored first, and then McGregor scored twice, or we scored a second time. You get up, you get on your heels, McGregor scores once. You score again, looking pretty, McGregor scores again. You go into halftime, still a touchdown or so ahead, and you have a little bit of confidence about yourself. But you can't let it go. So the Bullfrogs had to battle back and forth with themselves psychologically last week. And at the end of the game, we really saw a lot of growth. The Bullfrogs have to really pull on that growth right here. They're down 20-0 at the start of the second quarter. Just as quick as Sanger went 20 points, the Bullfrogs can battle back right here and do the same thing.
Exactly.
It takes looking at the fine details and execution. And that's what we're going to look like right now. Bullfrogs line up, trips right.
And Caleb drops back, rolls out to his right, trying to find a receiver here. He throws it. He finds Fulkerson down to the 30-yard line. And that is going to be a first down for the Frogs. So at the start of the second quarter, that's what you love to see, that old connection between Fulkerson and Welch, which, you heard so much about last year. And the young pairing making up for about a 13-yard gain, as now we got Pulte out in the slot right and now in motion. They're going to pitch it to him. He's got some space, tries to cut this one back, and we'll see if they give him the forward progress. And it looks like they are.
Yeah, he needed forward progress on that. Pulte is quick. He's a pretty strong kid, but, man, he just got knocked back a few yards on that one. Linebacker coming downhill. But good thing is, that's why they have forward progress. So
yeah, I didn't know if they were going to
I didn't know if they were going to.
He was trying to fight a little bit, but good. So that's a good break for the Frogs there. It's a gain of 1 yard. Could have been a loss. So Pulte picking up 1 as we got Hall now in the slot. Caleb, a quick out. And it looks like, are they going to mark Orozco down here? I'm guessing it looks like his knee was down on the far side of the field.
Shows Josh over here. I mean, you guys can't hear him a lot because we have him muted, so he can kind of talk back and forth and give us a little pointers. He's on the camera over there, so he can kind of see a little bit different angle. Looks like he stepped out of bounds.
Okay.
And so that's why it was called the way it was in that last play.
As here comes the Frogs, and look, it's 3rd down and 5. They are in Indian territory. So looking pretty good so far as Pulte motioned out. Caleb looking to find him. He does. Pulte makes one miss, and he gets brought down. The ball is loose, and they're going to give it back to the Indians. So unfortunately, Pulte loses the football. Sanger recovers near their own sideline.
And that's tough. There's nothing you can do about that. He tried to get extra yards because he knows they need the extra yards, and ends up getting hit. And those of you that are watching can see that he got hit from behind. I wouldn't be surprised he didn't knock a little bit of the breath out of him. He has one of his teammates coming over, checking on him, make sure he's all right. He got hit pretty good on that one. And sometimes you get hit in the middle of the back like that. The only thing you can do is open your arms up. And it was tough. It was a tough loss for the Bullfrogs. But hey, the defense is gonna battle back right now. They know it's coming at them.
Yeah,
and they're gonna have to stop them.
And this is a test. I mean, it's gonna come down to now. I mean, you've seen it now. This is the 4th time for the Indians with the ball, and the Frogs hopefully have made some adjustments here. As a quick pitch out to the right, Wellborn with it, fighting for every ounce. And they are going to give him about 5 yards. Man, talk about a freight train once he's moving.
That's those they have those new ones called tiny houses.
Yeah.
That's a tiny house on legs. This guy right here is moving downhill, and I mean when he lays a lick, He's not getting hit backwards. He's always going forward, so no matter if he gets tackled or not.
It's like a bull in a china shop. And dropping back here, Smart looking deep, looking for a man, and it's thrown short, just out of reach actually of Isaiah Hall for the Frogs. Almost, if he's about a yard or two deeper. Good out of interception there, but Bullfrogs getting a little bit lucky as Sanger looking to get deep on that. And now 3rd down and about 5 yards to go as we look at trips out to the left. One in the backfield, of course, Wellborn being back there. And here we go. And the handoff to Wellborn. Frogs need to stop him here. Twirling around. Brings about an army with him.
Whew.
And that's going to be first.
Yeah. Wellborn, the thing about it is, he's 245 pounds, but he's 245 pounds built the right way.
Oh, yeah.
Tree trunks for legs, good stout upper body, and he's got a motor.
And here comes the snap. Smart looking deep once again. Orozco in coverage, just a tad too deep. But good coverage there. Orozco right on the back of, I believe is Dewey Terrialt. I believe I'm trying my best from the pronunciation there.
They're always fun, right?
Yeah, right. Terrialt? Something like that.
Terrialt, maybe?
As
Here
now
we go.
swinging out wide, Wellborn lowering his head.
Yeah, I'm quite honest. I want to hear Josh chime in on this. Josh, what is your thoughts on getting low and going head first?
Personal, it's football.
Well, yeah, personal is football. We get that. But with the new rules and the new take on football, what do you see in that last play?
It's going to be on contact, and it's going to be on the ref making that call. It's all opinion.
And Wellborn with the ball once again, fighting for those yards.
Looks like the ball popped out there at the end, but the referee's saying he was down, knee made contact to the ground, so Bullfrogs keep fighting.
And it is going to be 4th down here. I believe the spot is just about short, so it looks like about a yard. They've had a lot of success in the short game that Sanger has. And Smart rolling out to his right, fighting for that yard, and looks like he got it about by 2 yards actually, diving for the 1st down. Rolled out to the left-hand side. No problem for him.
Yeah, and Sanger's proven that time and time again. The first half, they are throwing the ball a little bit more than what we saw on film, but every time they run the ball, it's downhill, and it's.
Of course.
I mean, you got weight coming out of the backfield to lead block whenever the running back's not running. So.
Here we go, and a flip out to the right side. Wide receiver screen. And he's got about 5 already, fighting for more. Right near the 1st down, and the ball's loose. And it looks like the Frogs recover. And a lot of men on the field, but the ball slips loose, and it looks like the Frogs do have it. And a turnover there. And might that be the break that the Frogs need as a 1st down just about for Sanger? And here we go.
Hey, you got to battle back. It just happened to be right at the right time. I couldn't see what number it was. Had the ball. He goes to cut back into traffic to try to make more room. And as he did, DB came by and didn't touch him, completely just grabbed the ball, and there's no holding on to it. When you have, 200 pounds, 185 pounds going the opposite direction, they get all ball,
Yep.
the ball's coming out. It almost looked like he handed the ball off to him. So, hey, I like it. We're seeing a battle.
Hey, that's what we need. And I believe that was number 8, Zach Shepard, with the fumble. And credit to the Frogs just not giving up, and that's what we talked about earlier today. The Frogs last week creating turnovers, and they haven't got one until now. And maybe that's a spark. Of course, forcing turnovers. I know Coach Stederonsky, the defensive back coach, really emphasizing the turnover aspect from the defensive back point of view. And there we go. And 2 lined out to the right as the pitch to Beebe. He's got some room, picking up about 8 yards. It looks like they're going to spot him 7.
Man, that run right there looked just like his brother Tremaine Forrest. He's looking downhill as he's running to the outside, plants and goes inside the guy that was flowing out to where he was going. Great run, great forward momentum here for the Bullfrogs.
And back to I formation for the Frogs as Fulkerson out on our right side, and here comes a handoff to Tree. Little Tree, I guess. And he gets the first down. A great run there. And 2 back-to-back solid runs from Beebe. Little Forest.
Yes, sir. And that's what I'm saying. The Bullfrogs now are seeing this. That's what I love about the Bullfrog coordinators and watching them. You'll see them when it clicks on, they start to see up. Because you can watch film all day long. But it's not until you're in game action to start seeing what they're doing and what regime what they're running on the field and how they're running their stunts, how the defense is moving. And you see the Bullfrogs trying to chip away at it here.
And here we go. Sessions lined out to the right with Fulkerson. And here comes the motion from Sessions. And a handoff again to Beebe. He's trying to bounce out to the right. He's got some space. A solid gain there once again. So 3 straight runs from the young running back, the sophomore, Beebe, picking up about, it looks like they're going to give him about 6.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 6. That number 2 over there is so hard to see with that. It's just blending in over there. I'm trying to look on the screen back here where I can see the video going. Trying to use this to
we need a drone.
That's what we
the
need.
Next step.
We need a drone. We need an operator. We need somebody to make sure sound's up before we start.
We're gonna have a whole thing set up.
Yeah.
By
Before you know it, I'm gonna employ a bunch of people.
And here we go. So we got trips out to the left. Caleb with the ball. Out to Pulte. Had success. Almost picked off. This one a little out in front of Pulte. Almost made him pay the price.
Oh, man. When Caleb Welch goes back and look on that, and that's why I mentioned before, what I love about this kid, he'll go back and look at film and realize he knows he wants to go to Pulte, but looking back on film, he's going to see that everybody flowed with Pulte because he's given him so much love so far, and Mark Fulkerson was open on the outside slant coming in. There was nobody there. And I know Mark turned around and kind of looked at his hands like, oh, man, it was open.
Yep.
So let's see what happens here.
They read the screenplay. I mean, they had success. The Frogs did earlier. And now we see a little bit of motion from the outside. Caleb rolls out to his left. He's looking deep. He may have a man. Fulkerson goes up. And the ball was picked off, but they're going to call him out of bounds. So a nice break.
Man, the thing is that the ball was just, that was great. That was a great throw. It was a great route. Just ran out of sidelines is what happened there. He ran out of sidelines. He was trying to keep it enough where his receiver could catch it, but it was just –
Yep.
And be honestly, the DB timed the jump on that more than the receiver did. But good thing for the
play.
Bullfrogs, he was out of bounds. Here we're looking at 4th down, 3rd down?
Yes, 4th down.
There we go. I cannot see it.
So it's 4th and about 4 yards. Caleb with the ball. He drops. He's got some time. He throws it. He's got a receiver. It's Fulkerson. He breaks a tackle. He spins out. He's going down. The ball comes out. It does go out at the 2-yard line. If that ball went into the end zone, that would have been the touchback and would have been a turnover. But thankfully, the ball rolls out just about the 2-yard line. And the referees come together and it looks like it's a unanimous decision. Bullfrog ball. What'd you see, Josh?
They were just trying to make sure it didn't roll out of bounds in the end zone, because if that would have happened, that would have been a touchback to the other ball.
Well, what I see there, too, is they spotted the ball where he fumbled it at and didn't let the ball progress either.
Wow, interesting. As Caleb now coming with the play call here. And here it comes. Looks like a Philly special. But they're not going to throw to Caleb. Pulte trying to fight his way in. It looks to be down at just about the 1. So that, hey, I'm okay with that. That looks to be like something out of my own hometown. Sorry, those of you who are in the DFW area and you Dallas Cowboy fans, but that looked like a little Philly special back with Nick Foles.
Yeah, it looked like something crazy there. Hey, Caleb Welch, he's not a small guy either. Got out there and did his team a favor and made some blocks too.
I'll be honest, I had some insight on that one. I did get a text from the quarterback coach that something Philadelphia may be happening this week, and here we go. Looks like first and goal, or second and goal. My bad, and touchdown. I'm too busy focusing on the Philly, and Tree into the end zone, and we got a touchdown for the Frogs. So finally on the board, much anticipation, and not too far down.
Not too far down. And that's a battle back. Brandon Forrest, we keep calling him Tree or calling him BB. That's what we know him by. But we know we do have get a lot of listeners that are going here. But the guy is stepping up and filling his older brother's shoes. That's something crazy to do, The Bullfrogs line up now here for the point after they had their split out. Now they come in, they do their double clutch. Snaps up, ball's down, kick is up, and it looks like it's going to be good for the Bullfrogs. So the Bullfrogs battle back here midway through the second quarter. They're still down. Sanger's up 20, and the Bullfrogs have 7.
And see, the good news here is that the Frogs, if they continue to hit those extra points with 2 blocked point-after attempts for the Frogs against Sanger, it gives them a chance. Of course, Sanger did have a 2-point conversion, but if we score 2 more here and we hit all our extra points, we got the lead, actually. So, credit to the Frogs not giving up. Of course, you don't want to see touchdowns scored, but it's the effort. And those 2 block kicks may come up and be a factor later in this game. So now 7 on the board for the Frogs.
Yes, we saw that actually happen last night. Last night, the JV Bullfrogs, they lost. The score really didn't tell how close it was because the Bullfrogs ended up losing by, I think, was it 8 or 10 points.
Okay.
But last night, as the JV played, the JV were down. They were down by 2 points, 26-24. They were down by 2 points, and what caused that was they stopped them on the extra point. They stopped them on the extra point, kept them from getting a 2-point conversion, and then the Bullfrogs there at the end of the game was trying, as the time ran out, no timeouts, tried to throw the ball, try to get it downfield because they had the distance of the field to go. Try to get it downfield, and an interception was thrown, and Sanger ran it back, and it made the game about a 10-point game. So there's no climbing out of that with just a few seconds left on the clock. But it just goes to show you how much extra points do play a factor.
Points are points. And so that's huge there for the Frogs, converting on the extra point, and they're set here to kick off with about 5:43 left to play in the half. The kick from the left hash, continuing straight on. 2 Sanger players try to catch that one, and they're going to return that as a big hit late on the 30-yard line. And the Frogs coming downfield fast, making the play. So 30-yard line in their own territory, Sanger with 5:38.
Oh, yeah. That right there is what you want to see. In high school, special teams in the field, special teams, and to get kids to fall in love with special teams is a hard thing to do, especially nowadays. It's just different football. They don't know and they don't understand that there are guys that are making millions of dollars a year that's all they do is get on the field for special teams. The kids are starting to buy into these positions the coaches are putting them in and starting to realize there's something to relish about being on special teams. I know older brother and alumni Tony Wilcoxon was a headhunter, and everybody knew him and knew that he did that and was great at it.
And now Sanger snaps the ball back to Wellborn, racking up some yards here, but brought down in the middle of the field. But just to touch back on what you were saying, and it's funny, some guys actually make a living being a special teams guy, even in the pro levels. And, it's exactly what you said, and maybe not the best term in today's terms is headhunting, but at the same time, just bringing that energy and just running hard. It's all effort. And here comes the snap and a keeper here for Smart. And great defense by the Frogs and brought down in the backfield as number 14, Jacoby Jones, making a play.
Jacoby Jones, the senior, that's good. Great play. I mean, the number 11, the quarterback, and I have him on my wrong
Smart.
Rylan Smart. He had a stiff arm out there. He's got lots of length, and Jacoby Jones just held on at the distance to pull and use his weight to pull him down the ground. Great play by Jacoby Jones. Solo tackle right there. Mark that one in the books. Yep. He'll get a kudos about that tomorrow.
Great player. Love the kid. Great kid. So great impact there from Jacoby Jones as the quarterback, Smart, drops back. He's pointing. He's telling his receiver to go deep. And I guess they were not on the same page. It looked like a broken play there and unable to connect, so had to throw that one into the ground. Smart decision by the quarterback, Smart. And I guess just like the name, definitely want to throw that away as now 4th down at about 9. And possibly for the first time tonight, we're going to see a kick here from Sanger.
Yeah, the great thing the Bullfrogs needed right there is that was a 37-second gameplay turnaround. 37 seconds, the Bullfrog that just got taken off the clock, and now they're punting the ball. That's a big deal right now as the Bullfrogs are going to have a chance here to turn and go the other way. Junior Session back deep for the punt.
Dare I say momentum. Looks like it's changing tides as here's the kick. Sessions deep. Looks like he's not going to go for this one. They better be yelling Peter as it almost touches a Frog player. Fortunately, bouncing out of bounds at about the 28. They're going to spot this one. Yes, just at the 28. I guess you can credit me, line judge. So
those of y'all out there listening, hey, look, I know I haven't did a radio spot in a second, so hey, I want to say thank you so much for hanging in there and tuning in to MixLR Bullfrog Football. Thank you so much for tuning in on Facebook Live at Bullfrog Radio, and thank you for tuning in to Lake Worth ISD's YouTube page as we go live here. We know during the coronavirus and the virus and all that other stuff, UILs give us the privilege to video the game. We got Josh Wilcoxon over on the camera, getting used to that as our software change, equipment change from last week to this week and getting things figured out. Thank y'all for hanging in there, and we really appreciate y'all watching here as the Bullfrogs are down 20-7, 4:15 left to go in the first half.
And Caleb with 2 in the backfield, fakes the handoff right, goes left, and BB with the ball. He's got some space, makes a couple miss. He's still on his feet, and the ball's loose, and I think the Bullfrogs are on top of it.
Now the referee's got his hand up, so he's not calling it. He knows the Bullfrog. He knows the Bullfrogs recovered that right away, so there was no digging or ifs, ands, or buts about it. Bullfrogs recovered that. It was dangerous, it's kind of one of those things. The Bullfrogs know they're down, so all these players are trying to do every little bit of extra they can to try to get more yards.
And 2 lined out left. Pulte in the slot. Here comes the snap. Looking for a quick throw to Fulkerson. He's got some space. He's going down to the 30, 20, to the 10, and touchdown, Mark Fulkerson. And the thing we've been looking for all season long, that deep connection between Caleb Welch and Mark Fulkerson.
Last game they had a couple of shorter connections, but that right there takes me back to last year, and you see it's still there. What a great. The timing on that by Caleb was impeccable. He saw that. He saw the safety was not in position to catch that ball. Threw it out for Mark. Threw it over the top. Allowed Mark to run underneath that. What a fabulous play.
Definitely.
By the Bullfrogs. Battle back 13-20 sitting right here going for this PAT.
And that's exactly what you want to see. A beautifully thrown ball by Caleb Welch. With both, he had 2 defenders on him, the safety and the corner collapsing on Fulkerson as the extra point attempt is going to be good. But Fulkerson had his defenders beat, and a beautiful pass, just a touch pass right over the top into Fulkerson's outstretched arms in full sprint, and nobody was going to catch Fulkerson once he hits that acceleration button, and he was off to the races. And a big-time touchdown in just about a minute and a half. Oh, look at, 1 minute and 34 seconds is the exact mark. And look, 14 points on the board, only down by 6.
Oh, yeah. 14
Momentum.
points on the board, down by 6, and it's a quick turnaround. So, look, I'm going to say this. This is the thing you saw last week. So, last week with Sanger, looking at film, they came out early, and they were trying to take advantage of that game, and they couldn't get a hold of it. And they were running their running back a lot, which is what they've done here. Towards the halftime, you start to see the gas run out. He's going to go in at halftime. He's going to come back out, and he's going to try to pound the ball again. And the Bullfrogs are going to have to continue to wear on him because you can see here, he's their punter. He's their kicker. Yeah. He's their running back. He's their defensive end. I mean, the kid is all around. You better keep looking at the newspaper. When he get out of high school, he's going to be playing college ball somewhere.
Yeah, he's
got the stature. Player. He's got the stature. He's got the know-how. He's got the ability. You be watching him to go on. But right now, the Bullfrogs, collectively as a team, there's not one person doing it.
Yeah, and they're looking real good right now as lined up on the left hash. Here comes the kickoff from the Frogs. And going out to the left side of the field. A nice kick here down to about the 15. Frogs all over this one. And pushing him out of bounds. just about the 32. And a good effort there by the Frogs. But, yeah, it's incredible to watch, you know. Hey, I just want to kind of correlate us to the Frogs right now, starting out slow, pulling things together, trial by fire, pulling it together, just figuring things out. And look, we're starting to come back and hopefully get on top real soon. It's only a 6-point game, 3:38 left to play here in the second quarter. So we're almost at halftime. Sanger with the ball.
I mean, it looks like we got a word from referee Josh Wilcoxon.
Oh, we had a block in the back on purple.
Block in the black? Block in the back. Man. That could just go the wrong way. I'm not trying to say. You get a block in the back. Okay, got it. We're good.
And there you go. Hey, early on, the Frogs having some problems with penalties. A lot of flags early on, but now Sanger picking up a big penalty on the kickoff, bringing the ball back to the 20. So they had a great return. And now this one's going to be spotted, looks like actually at the 21-yard line. And a big stand here. The Frogs have potential to make something out of the end of this quarter as the handoff once again to the one and only Wellborn. Picking up about 5. It seems like every time he touches the ball.
Yeah, that guy right there is Wellborn was well born. Kind of like Steve, Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
Wellborn, yeah, he's just running through walls. There's just the guy right there has to continue to. He's going to be a lot of their hope.
And the quarterback, wow, good defense there by the Frogs, picking up their man, a gain of about 2 or 3. But man, the misdirection, you got to watch out for Wellborn, and credit to the defense.
Jacoby Jones did a great job right there. He squatted, took his position like he was supposed to, filled his hole. The quarterback ran right at it, and the quarterback just kind of just folded to the ground, didn't take the hit. He just went to the ground.
And Wellborn with the ball again. Looks like he did pick up the first down. Yep, and the referee is signaling for the first. And man, Wellborn, NFL comparison, maybe a Mike Tolbert back in the day, John Kuhn, just a big man.
It reminds me a little bit of Allstott, too.
Yeah.
He don't have a neck roll, but I mean,
yeah.
he's
or Jerome Bettis.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, because he's not
big guy.
Yeah, big guy, not slow at all.
And Smart drops back. He's looking to pass this one deep. He's got a man. And he's going to catch it, but I think he was out of bounds. No, they're going to give him the catch. It looked like his feet did come down out of bounds. But they're going to mark him with a catch. 2:21 on the clock.
His feet came down out of bounds, but it looked like his forearms and the ball hit inbounds before his feet hit out of bounds. Josh,
Close.
What do you say on that?
That was a close call. Look out of bounds from up here.
Yeah, I do believe his feet did come down, but of course it is bang bang on the field, and the ref did make the call. So it is going to go in Sanger's favor.
Bullfrogs got a battle here.
And dropping deep, Smart. He's looking to fire this one. The defense all over it, but he drops it. Wow. Ben Turnbow had the defender beat. Looks like on the deep side of the field, I don't know, I think that's Craig Williams in coverage, just through his hands. And unfortunately, Turnbow wide open after the miss attempt at the ball and just dropped it.
Oh, yeah. And look, on that situation, everybody's going to say, oh, the receiver dropped it, or whose fault it was. It was good. Defense was there. Receiver had a chance to catch it, and he didn't.
And here comes the big man, Wellborn, fighting for some yards, just trucking through. Bullfrog just trying anything to bring him down. And now 153 as a smart play also by Wellborn, getting out of bounds here. So plenty of time on the clock. Just outside the red zone, looking like we're being spotted here at the 26-yard line.
And Wellborn is like, something you see off of a video game. It's like the more times they hand him the ball, the more juice he gets revved up and going and just keeps wanting the ball more and more and more. You're going to watch him try to throw it right here and get the Bullfrogs over the middle in the end zone.
We got 2 out to the left, 2 out to the right, and there's a flag on the play. Josh, what's the call here?
Start offense.
So it looks like we got a false start on the offense. Going to push them back 5 yards. So, of course, we haven't seen really the field goal unit come out for Sanger. We've seen the point after attempts, but they have been blocked. 2 of them have been blocked, and we saw earlier in the game 4th and 8, 4th and 10, Sanger going for it. So, of course, you would assume this is 4-down territory for Sanger. So all the Bullfrogs got to do is for this last minute and 50 is stand tall as the handoff to Wellborn once again, trucking a man down. A big hit, he's got some space. Spins, try to spin back to the middle of the field. Man, that guy, an absolute buzz coming downfield. Gains about 15 yards. And a player down here, as hopefully he is all right. Don't want to mention any names out of respect for the player.
Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. And, you know, if it truly is helmet to helmet, I know y'all don't hear Josh coming in and out. Josh just popped in a second ago and said in our headphones, he said they looked like to him it was helmet to helmet. And helmet to helmet anytime is dangerous. We know, you know, everybody that's old school football says, you know, strap it up and do whatever else. You know, if we want to keep football, keep going, we try to have more, you know, more safety in football. We realize, you know, it's kind of like with with boxing and everything else, right? You beat yourself to death and it's not keep playing. Or what goes on. So if it was indeed helmet to helmet, the Bullfrogs will take him to the sidelines and they'll figure out and they'll do the assessments like they need to. But he did get up and he's walking off on his own volition. It doesn't look like he's stumbling anywhere or anything else. So we'll see what that is and see if he returns back to the game. The Bullfrogs have to fight hard here as Sanger is on the Bullfrog 14-yard line, 1st and 10 from the 14 or roughly 14, 15-yard line. Bullfrogs battle back within 6. The score right now, Sanger leads 20-14 with 1 minute and 42 seconds left to go in this first half.
And this would be a huge stop at the Frogs now in red zone. Smart drops back. He lofts this one up. He's got a receiver wide open, beating Mark Fulkerson downfield. And, man, a wide open receiver and the ball just thrown about 2-3 yards too far.
So that right there was a wise route that was ran by Sanger. So what the receiver did was run the defender inside and left himself all the backside of the corner of the end zone open. Smart just couldn't connect there. Good thing for the Bullfrogs.
And here we go again. Wellborn with the ball, so they give him a playoff. He's got some space and a good tackle there. Believe that was Fulkerson.
Oh, wow.
Great play there to stop the touchdown, but here we go. No huddle. And a whistle blown here, and it looks like it's possibly a timeout.
Oh, wow.
They are going to call a timeout for the Frogs.
I thought for sure that was a false start on Sanger.
Yeah.
It
was close.
You know what, that last play, though, I mean, I'd love to see it back, and I'll see it back on film after it's over. But that last play, it looked like Wellborn got hit, and looked like he was – I didn't see a knee down, as it looked like he went into the end zone, but it looked like he had fumbled the ball into the end zone. Yeah. And so for me, I'm sitting here kind of wish I had, kind of brought my binoculars and could have really saw a little bit better. I could have had a better argument point, but it looked like he was fumbled into the end zone, and I would have loved nothing more than him to fumble the end zone.
Yeah. Of course.
Although I take that back, he fumbles in the end zone, he recovers it, it's still a touchdown.
But it has to be him.
Let me back that up a little bit.
But hey, I'll check it out. I do go after the game. We do go back to the high school, myself and the other junior high coaches, and we do the film. So I'll be taking a close eye at that one tonight and seeing if we can come back and see what actually happened there. But here we go. Sanger down to the 1-yard line, and you would assume in this type of situation, Wellborn, who has just seemed to be an absolute unit in the backfield, will be the one receiving this one on the handoff. And he does, and Wellborn trying to fight his way in. No whistle yet, and there's a whistle, and it is going to be marked a touchdown. So unfortunately for the Frogs, 2 great possessions for them. They march down, take 14 points, put them on the board. But now Sanger answers back just before half with about 1:16 left to play. And now the score is 26-14. Pending the extra point.
Oh yeah. So we've seen a second ago, in a matter of a minute and 20 seconds, the Bullfrogs came down and scored. And so right now the Bullfrogs call a timeout again because what they want to do is they want to keep Sanger from getting 2 points here. So they put it 2 points here. Then it still comes in increments of 7. They would take them to 28.
Yeah.
It would take them to 28. They'd be up by 14. They'd be up by 2 touchdowns.
Well, and smart that I don't know if you saw very out there on the right side of the field, they had 2 receivers facing towards their own end zone. So an interesting formation, causing the Frogs to use a timeout. I believe that is their last timeout of the half. So I guess a smart play there. You know, just a little confusion with only 1:16 left. The Frogs now left without a timeout.
Oh, yeah, the Bullfrogs, and you'll see right now they're in clock management mode, and the Bullfrogs, as soon as they get the ball and get ready to move, you're going to see a lot of quick moving. You're going to see it happen fast. Bullfrogs are going to hope to capitalize here when they get back on offense. Right now, as you're tuning in to Bullfrog Football on MixLR, Bullfrog Radio on Facebook Live, as well as Lake Worth ISD YouTube page, you're listening to Joey Wilcoxon and Chris White as we are here in Sanger, Texas. The Bullfrogs are hosted by the Sanger Indians. Sanger leads 26-14. They line up for a PAT. The ball snapped. Quarterback fakes it. Smart fakes it. Goes back around to the right-hand side. Tries to get in.
No good. Wow.
And it looks like they call it no good. Way to finish up there. I was waiting for it. Both referees looked, and nobody made the signal. And then finally they made it. It was a close call. Great stop by the Bullfrogs.
Yeah, and you guys know me. I am 130, 40, 50% a Bullfrog fan. But that looked pretty close. I'm not going to lie from my angle. So, hey, credit to the Frogs, though, staying home. The quarterback, smart, rolled out to his left, trying to find a hole, bounced it back to the right. But credit to the linebackers of Lake Worth. If you don't know, don't go. And if the play's away, you stay away. You stay there. So, hey, if your play's away, you stay. That's the saying I'm trying to look for. But great job by the Bullfrogs covering their backside and stopping the extra point. So just like you said.
And what you saw there, the Bullfrogs expected Smart to hand the ball off to Wellborn. Big guy's been pounded down forward. I'm going to be honestly asking myself, if I was Sanger right now, why didn't I just give it to him and let him try? But at the same time, they did the option play. They play option. The quarterback put it in, pulled it, and then pulled it out from Wellborn, and then looked for the hole because the Bullfrogs had Wellborn pretty summed up. So, I mean, you call it what it is. The Bullfrogs got a big stop there. So the Bullfrogs now are down by 12. So 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals will put them in the lead. 1:16 seconds left to go here. The Bullfrogs do need to answer right here and make this to a one-possession game.
And, of course, only as 1:16, and I do believe no timeouts left for the Frogs as the kickoff straight down the middle. We're actually just out a little bit to the right side of the field. Pulte with the ball, wrapped up, trying to fight for yards, going backwards with that one. He's going to be marked down at about the 33-yard line. So 1:08 to play and quite a long ways to go here for the Frogs, especially with not much help with the timeout situation. But never say never.
Never say never, because we just saw Caleb Welch just strike that last possession deep to Mark Fulkerson. And this is only about 10 yards outside of that. So we're going to see what's going to happen here.
And Caleb, he's got trips to his left. He looks left. Good pass protection, but he's got men coming in the sack here. He had the protection for a second as the pocket looked to hold strong, and just as quickly as I was saying it, it did collapse. Unfortunately here, Caleb getting sacked in the backfield. So about 15 yards now, 2nd and 15, 46 seconds. The clock is ticking. And a false start here. On the right side, Isaiah Hall taking a step just too soon. So with 40 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, he's going to be upset at himself on that one because that was just that's tough. Put you back another 5 yards. They got to strike out and go even further. We've seen the Bullfrogs do it right now. It looks like Sanger's in a prevent defense. They got deep safeties back, linebackers backed up to a little bit deeper depth on their side of the ball.
And we'll see. It looks like they're almost going to set up in a cover 4 situation here with both corners dropping deep with 2 safeties over the middle. And it's 2nd down and about 20 to go. I believe 19.
Oh, Josh Wilcoxon just chimed in here a second ago to see what's going on the field. And the coach of Sanger asked for a 10-second runoff. of the clock, and they gave it to him. Go ahead and tell us that again, Josh, so everybody can hear you.
Since we're in the second quarter, under 1 minute, and since Lake Worth committed a penalty and they're trying to go on a drive, Sanger elected to take the 10-second runoff.
Oh, instead of the penalty.
Instead of the penalty.
Okay, very good. Thanks for that, Josh.
It's interesting because the ball actually has not been moved.
Yeah, so they're not going to – so instead of the penalty –
well, no, they didn't move it back to the previous spot, so they gave them the 5 yards and the 10 seconds. They had about second down and about 14 to go, and now it looks to be about 19. As the handoff here to BB, going to be brought down, so it looks like Lake Worth just going to go ahead and run the rest of this clock out.
They're going to try to run this one out, I think. Bullfrogs, I doubt you'll see them take a shot here. I think they're just going to let this one run as everybody stands still with what they have. 10 seconds count down, and they are going to run this one into halftime. Here we are. You're listening to Bullfrog Radio and Bullfrog Football. Here in Sanger, Texas, Sanger, we go into halftime. Sanger leads the Bullfrogs 26-14. 26-14. Bullfrogs try to battle back there late in the second with a strike downfield to bring the score within 6 points, and immediately turned back around. Sanger drove the length of the field to go ahead and add another score back to there. So Bullfrogs are down by 2 possessions going into halftime. We got 28 minutes on the clock for halftime. We're going to take just a couple of minute break, and then we're going to come back for a little bit of a review, and we'll be right back with you.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please remember to protect yourself and others.
All right, folks, we're back live here. We didn't leave you too long. I guess we were expecting to see a little more band action there at halftime, and we stepped away for a quick second, and then the band stuff ended. So I came back running with a little winded. So we have it going back here. We're sitting back here at Sanger Field, getting ready for halftime to be over. But it looks like Sanger band's lined up, already ready to go. They're done with their set. The Bullfrog band, the Green Machine band, is not doing anything at halftime. So there's 15 minutes still left to go. So let's run back through a recap of that first half. And I've been told a couple things, that we're not Bulldogs, we're Bullfrogs. So maybe I'll blame it on the audio that makes us look like that. Speaking of Bulldogs, hey, McGregor fans, hey, thank y'all so much for returning back to our feed this week to kind of check in on the Bullfrogs. We really appreciate that. It's a lot of fun seeing getting a community going with other people to kind of tune in and kind of watch and see what we have going on with the Bullfrogs. We're looking at scores, trying to see and trying to root for the McGregor Bulldogs as well, because we like to see you guys keep going. After all, last week you guys were a great fan base here live on MixLR and live on our Facebook feed. We really appreciate it. We're just a couple of guys out here just trying to have fun and trying to give a good product to you guys. So we appreciate that. But here in Sanger, the Bullfrogs are down by 12 at halftime. The score is Sanger 26 and the Bullfrogs 14.
Yeah.
Tell us how we got there, Chris.
I mean, we got to go ahead and mention the absolute. I mean, I don't even know if it's even fair to just call him a running back, but we got Wellborn over on the Indian side of the ball, just absolutely dominant running the football. Just an absolute unit, 235, 6'3", and that is a legit 235 at 6'3". The guy has been all over the field making plays, not only in the backfield, but also being the kicker, the defensive end, tipping some passes early on. And the Bullfrogs have seemed to figure it out just a little bit. They've come up with a turnover, but early on, Wellborn and Co. and Smart, the quarterback, they have been able to march down 3 straight drives and score. The Bullfrogs then forced a turnover, were able to come up with a couple plays, and they put 14 points on the board. The momentum sort of shifted back towards the Bullfrogs. Of course, Mark Fulkerson with that beautiful, beautiful run down the sideline after catching a beautiful pass from Caleb Welch, fighting back in this one. But unfortunately, at the end of the quarter, not only did the Sanger Indians march back down the field. They had a couple beautiful plays and ended up getting down to the 1-yard line and getting the ball in. And, man, it's been exciting. The Frogs bouncing back here and there. They look to have a little bit of life middle of the second quarter. Definitely great to see. But, man, it's been all the story right now about Wellborn just absolutely dominating the running game. So we're hoping to see the Bullfrogs come out with some adjustments at halftime and coming up with a game plan to stop just a pretty dominant offensive showing right now from Sanger.
Oh, yeah. You know, we talked about early on real quick because Sanger really just jumped out in front.
Yeah.
You know, the Bullfrogs you can watch and think in your mind, hey, this team is a lot of run. Let's stop the run. Let's stop the run. Let's really just stop the run. And honestly, they had the Bullfrogs a little unbalanced.
Yep.
I don't think they expected Ryland Smart to throw the ball as well as he has. I mean, and maybe that's the thing whenever you share film, you're trying to not show, all of everything you have, right? Coaches want to give them a good look, but you get film, and the film that you get, and you look at it, it says, they throw a lot of screens. Don't really go downfield much. And come to find out, Smart can really throw that. He can whip that ball.
Oh, definitely.
And he can put it where he needs to.
He's made some great passes. He had a couple near completions and ended up being misses, but he's really he's just slinging the ball downfield, and he's caught the Bullfrogs, like you just said, off balance. And that's kind of the moral of the story right now, is that run game has been so dominant. The linebackers crashing down. You're getting the help from safeties, but then you got Ryland Smart just throwing it over the top. And, just even the thought of that Bullfrog defense knowing that arm is there and that they can make that play, there's a little bit of hesitation. And, you're hoping right now that Wellborn, there's no way he can continue this for the entire game. I mean, he's a big guy. He's moving a lot of body downfield. So you're hoping as the Bullfrogs you continue, getting hands on him, hitting him hard, and making him feel those hits so that hopefully by the end of this game he's running out of gas. But so far we saw in that last drive to end the half that he's still got some steam left inside of him. Of course, he had that big 15-yard run spinning down into the defense. And, man, he is dominant. So credit to the Bullfrogs, though. They did make some adjustments. We did see some positives. We saw a turnover, and that's what they got to do. The Frogs got to focus on creating turnovers. If they're going to give up some yards. We know that. Wellborn is going to go, and he's going to punch that ball through the hole, gain some yards. But if those Frogs can create 1-2 more turnovers, I think we're going to get down pretty far into this fourth quarter and have a tight game.
Oh, yeah, I think so. The Bullfrogs, of course, they're getting the earful at halftime. This is always going to happen. That's football. Coaches are going to start telling them what they see, what they're pointing out. I mean, whenever Wellborn is making a run around the outside, the linebackers have to take on that block and treat him like a blocking dummy and pick him up and try to push him in his way. You may not be able to get to him. They're gonna be trying to trip him up, slow him down. Really, you slow him down and group tackle him. There's no other way to do that with Wellborn because he's such a big guy. It's not that he's like big and short and stocky. He's 6'3", 245, so he's big and wide and stocky and fast and get momentum. The kid is a phenomenal athlete. But, on the Bullfrog side of the ball, you have Brandon Forrest that has just done a phenomenal job as a sophomore running back getting downhill and picking and choosing and making his way through where he needs to. And it's just been amazing just to watch him continue to develop in the way that he has so far. And also, Caleb Welch. Caleb has not missed on many of his targets tonight.
Yeah.
He's thrown great balls the whole night. We did have a fumble from Pulte. He had to get the breath knocked out of him and fumbled there. That was a tough break for the Bullfrogs. But going back to Caleb Welch, his passes have been there. That long pass to Mark Fulkerson, you're going to see that. Caleb Welch has the ability to strike downfield, and we have the receivers to get downfield. You're going to see in this second half, you're going to see that Sanger's going to have to play on their toes but back up on their heels in the secondary.
Yeah.
So it's going to clear out that secondary. If they don't, Bullfrogs will strike early, and you're going to see that come out of the halftime. And then you're also going to have to have they're going to have their linebackers ready for Forrest because Forrest is quick, he's
shifty.
fast, and you're right, he's shifty. And when he gets out in wide open field, he's actually fast. He's not just quick and shifty. He's got some good top end speed. We haven't got a chance to see it tonight, but we got to see him use those bursts and kind of get out and make the first downs and get out front and help the Bullfrogs move the ball. So Bullfrogs are going to have to do it's kind of one of those chess moves that you're having to do. You move a pawn, I move a pawn. You move a rook, I move a rook. And that's what we're going to have to go here because right now, Sanger Indians have moved all pawns forward and looking to try to put the Bullfrogs away in the third quarter. The Bullfrogs have to come back from a 2-score deficit. And the great thing about it for the Bullfrogs, they need 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals, 2 PATs.
Yeah.
And that will put them in the lead.
Yeah.
It's not just 2 scores and we're tied up. 2 scores will put them in the lead. Sanger, on the other hand, they have to hold off the Bullfrogs. They have to hold them off and defend their lead this second half. It's going to be tough to do because I imagine you're going to see the Bullfrogs come out a little bit different in this second half. They're going to correct some mistakes, and I think you're going to see them be a little bit more aggressive than what they were the first half, especially when it comes to attacking Wellborn.
Most definitely. And, I kind of want to touch on the offense as well, too. Obviously, the scoreboard with that, you mentioned the Pulte fumble, they were marching down the field, the Frogs, and I really like what I've seen thus far from the Frog offense. Like you said, Caleb Welch, you got a great quarterback here at Lake Worth. Caleb Welch has been phenomenal. He's going to hit his targets. He's a great quarterback in the sense of he's got great vision. He makes good decisions, and you can trust him. And all the Frogs need to do is make sure he's getting the ball back in his hands. And if the defense is able to hold strong, there's one thing I can trust about this Bullfrog offense, and that is that they can pass the ball. And we saw the passing happening. And what did we see towards the end of the second quarter? We saw Brandon Forrest able to get up the field. He had a couple great runs down here, and of course we got to a fumble. But my point is that this Frog offense has got some life to it. The difference is, can the defense stand tall right now and give the offense a chance to get back in this game? And I think if that situation can hold right there, if Caleb Welch can get that ball, this is going to be a close game. And we know he has it. We know he has it in him. He's got the arm. He's got the decision-making, and we got playmakers. I mean, look at our Bullfrog. It's a young offense. It really is. But Brandon Forrest, a sophomore. Fulkerson, a junior who was a sophomore last year, made such impacts. They got young playmakers. And Pulte, too. So he's a sophomore that was on varsity last year, is now a junior. Demarion Pulte, such weapons. And it's only a matter of time before Lake Worth is going to be able to find these guys. And that's what I'm looking for in the second half. Get playmakers the ball. And let's see this thing ride out.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. We have 4 minutes, just under 5 minutes to go with halftime. My cheeks are getting a little bit numb on this bench. Y'all, those of y'all that are MixLR, y'all don't get a chance to really see it. But those of y'all that are on Facebook Live and on YouTube, y'all can see we are sitting in the stands. And I do have to say and applaud Sanger fans for being very kind to us and allowing us to be here. We're in the reserve section. Kind of can see behind me is the reserve section. Nobody really said anything to us. We got a couple of tables here and a camera guy over. So we really appreciate the hospitality from Sanger. Unfortunately, their press box is only broken up into 3 areas. One team booth, a caller booth, and another team booth. And there'd be no way with the way we got to get loud and scream and the way I know the coaches are up there loud and screaming, it would work. So I just want to thank Sanger for hospitality for allowing us to just sit in the reserve section and enjoy this tonight. I really can't see. Oh, I can see it now. It looks like we have a little bit of the breeze coming out of the southeast. It's not much. It's only maybe 1 to 2 miles an hour. I see the flags on the other side moving, and that's only on that corner. Everything else blocks it. There's no other flags on the north end of the field really moving until you get out by the concession stand. So just a small, tiny breeze moving through here. Temperature's just about right. It's about 74 degrees, 76 degrees out here. Bullfrogs have now come out. They're doing their warm-up after halftime out in front of their blow-up. And see, I see the Indians inside their tunnel ready to go. Indians are inside their tunnel ready to go, ready to come out. I know they're eager to get out of here. This is one thing about football, with the whole virus situation and the whole 9 yards, everybody was aching to get out of the house.
Yeah. Oh. And
we saw it last week. Even we knew that there were some people that couldn't make it up for McGregor, some people from the Bullfrogs that couldn't make it out. And everybody wanted to see football. Last week, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in and checking it out. Last week, we had 6,000 views on our channel on Facebook, and that's a big deal for such a small operation that we have going here. And just the immediate audience spreading the word. And right now, you hear all the ruckus coming and the horn. There it is as the Sanger Indians make their way out of their tunnel. Bullfrogs getting ready to do the same as they warm up, trying to finish getting everything loose, getting ready to go. Go ahead.
It's something saying to me right now that I'm pretty confident in Lake Worth coming into the second half, and I touched on it last week. Of course, I got a little inside knowledge. I do coach here at the middle school, and I know one of the main focuses this summer is just getting guys up. Of course, we're in the middle of a pandemic. We understand that, but precautions must be taken. But this Lake Worth Bullfrog team has shown up. They were tenacious. They were here all summer, and they work hard. And one thing I'm really proud of this Bullfrog team is their ability to just fight back. They have mentally, they are very strong. And I know they've been drilled. Coach Tracy Welch is big on that conditioning. We know we're going to face teams that are going to have more guys than us. Maybe not Sanger here tonight, but one thing is we focus on being deep. And this team is mentally strong. They are conditioned, and they're built for the second half. We saw it last week at home and against McGregor. And they came out in that second half. I don't know if you remember, they about 5 seconds went by, and it seemed like 2 touchdowns were scored by McGregor, and it had to have been deflating. But those Frogs, they came out and they bounced back. Similar situation that we're seeing right now on the scoreboard. Down, except they were leading at half, but they were down very quickly into the second half, but they didn't give up. And I know this Bullfrog team right now is a well-coached team, very disciplined team. And one of their sayings is attitude is everything. And I think right now that Coach Tracy Welch and the staff has been drilling that so hard into these guys that they are not going to give up. And I'm excited to see the second half. I know these guys are fired up. I know a lot of these guys, some of these core guys are seniors, and I know they want to come out here and battle here tonight in week 2. So as we see the Bullfrogs getting lined up for the kickoff, of course, receiving the ball at half could be a big deal right here. This drive could get them right back in this game. Of course, they're not too far down, like we were mentioning earlier. Joey was touching on a 12-point deficit, which means, hey, 2 touchdowns, and we got the lead if we hit those PATs. And without further ado, the kick is in the air. And right off the face mask of Brandon Forrest, he's going to dive on it. We'll see what the call is. It looks like they're going to mark it Bullfrog ball. A dangerous play there going right off the face mask of Brandon Forrest. But the Frogs are going to retain this one at just about the 22-yard line. And here we go, start of the second half.
Oh, yeah, that's a little tough. You know, you can't come out here and try to misgauge the ball. But good thing is he recovered it. The only worst thing that came out of that, I think this is the worst fielding position that Bullfrogs have started out this game in. So they're just inside the 25 on the 23-yard line of their own side of the field. And the Bullfrogs are going to have to come out here and come out quick.
Talk about keeping your eye on the ball. As now the Frogs line up in I formation, the handoff to Brandon Forrest, trying to fight through the line, picks up about 3 yards here, 2 yards. Looks like they're going to give him 3. And I saw a little run from Brandon Forrest. And now going down into second down, of course, we talked about the run game and the pass game. Brandon Forrest, definitely a dangerous player once he gets through that hole. Unable to punch that one through the offensive line there. And here we go to second down as the receivers are trying to figure out where they're going here. Looks like we got 2 out to the left, empty to the right. Caleb with the ball, hands it off again to Brandon Forrest. Gets out to the sideline. Another gain of about 3 yards. And we're going to get third down.
Yeah, it's a third down. I think out of that third down looks like about a 6 or 5 as soon as they spot this ball. And the Bullfrogs right here are going to have to take a strike to try to get that third down conversion. That's what they need. And right now you got Mark Fulkerson and Demarion Pulte coming out to this side.
And here comes the snap to Caleb Welch. He drops back, a quick release, trying to find Orozco. Not going to be able to hold on to this one, so 4th down and 6. And here comes the punt team. So not the drive the Frogs wanted here coming out at halftime, as they're going to have to give the ball back to Sanger.
Yeah, Bullfrogs wanted more out of that first possession, but they'll have to punt it here and then look to battle back. Going to see if they can stop Wellborn on the first drive for the Indians.
And the snap is good, but it's fumbled. Will he be able to still kick it off? He does. The ball going towards the sideline, taking a favorable bounce here for the Bullfrogs. So a dangerous situation for the Frogs. They're going to get it down to the Sanger 46. And man, we got to take a breath on that one.
Yeah, Raul was back there in the back, and he was excited about punting the ball. And it looked like the snap came after he did a couple of hops, and it went through his hands and hit his face mask and went on the ground. And he picked it back up. And the good thing is he didn't try to do anything with it. He just kicked the ball. It's a good thing for him. Good thing for the Bullfrogs. The ball went down the field roughly almost about ended up being going out 30 yards. Put the Indians back on their side of the field at the 46-yard line.
And we got trips lined out to the left. And now in motion, Wellborn and the quarterback keeper. But the Frog defense is there. Great tackle. Again, you always have to watch for Wellborn, and sending him out in motion. Looks like Sanger was hoping for the defense to have all eyes focused.
Looks like on that play, Junior Sessions was sent on a blitz and met Smart right where he needed to.
And it's actually going to be a 1-yard loss, so good job by Sessions getting in the backfield. As Wellborn now with the ball running out to the right. He's got some space and a pickup of about 8. Going to bring him down for about a 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, the Bullfrogs right now are really trying to battle back in right there. It's that stretching run. We're trying to stop the middle, and now Indians are trying to stretch that run out. But there was a flag on the play, luckily for the Bullfrogs, as Josh signals us in over here. There was a hold. Josh, go ahead and give that to us.
It was a hold right tackle.
Hold right tackle on the Indians. So they back it up, and they'll replay this down again. It'll be 2nd down and 20, Chris.
And that's good news for the Frogs, of course. Wellborn already coming out, had a nice run, but it's going to get called back. And now Smart rolling out, trying to find his receiver, and off the numbers. Number 88 right into his hands, through his hands, into the chest. Ball's going to be dropped, so now a big break for the Frogs. It's now 3rd down and long.
Yeah, that ball was intended for Dewey Terralt, and I think that was probably about his 2nd target in the game. First target he caught, that was the one that looked like it was out of bounds. The forearms were down, so he missed that one. Good thing for the Bullfrogs.
And trips lined out to the left, one out to the right. Dropping back is Smart. He drops back deep. Frogs are trying to get to him. They got some jersey, and there's a flag call on the field. There's a flag on the field. Josh, what did you see?
Like it was a holding. The dude was trying to hold the defensive player from getting to the quarterback.
Looks like they're trying to hold. Is that Brian?
19.
Yeah, it looks like that was Brian holding. That was crazy holding. Those of y'all that were watching on film could see that. It was almost like they were brawling back there. It almost looked like they were brawling back there, but the referees threw the flag. So that was going to back them up some more, but it looks like the Bullfrogs takes the loss of yardage and makes it 4th down. So great decline by the Bullfrogs, 4th down and about 30.
Makes it an easy call for the coach when you continue through the hold and make the sack. So now we're looking at 4th and deep, about 30 yards. And Wellborn back to kick this one. And it's a good kick. Look, it's about the 35. And that one bounces into the hand. Kind of hard to see from here. It looked like Orozco was scared of getting there. I held my breath too, Joey.
Oh, man.
He popped a squat right in the middle of the field.
Well, I was holding my breath because Junior Session was giving him the call sign to get away from it, and Orozco just paused and kind of squatted and moved, and the ball landed literally 2 feet from him. It looked like I thought I was going to hit him in the back of the head.
Yeah, it looked like he was praying, and from our angle, we can't see the depth. And I saw that ball straight up, and it looked like it was in line with Orozco, but it is going to bounce and hit the grass first, and the ball is spotted at the 36-yard line. Frogs in I formation, 2 out to the left. The ball is in Brandon Force's hands, trying to find a seam, and he's going to get tackled in the backfield here. So a loss looks like about 3 yards. So 2nd and about 13, or maybe they're actually going to only do a loss of 2. So 2nd and 12.
Yeah, I see the defense there on the outside, the way they're attacking the Bullfrogs. They're trying to get that lead block around the left-hand side, and the defensive end's actually coming out and cutting that blocker underneath to force the running back to bounce a little bit deeper to get around them. And it played well for the Indians there, not so much for the Bullfrogs. It'll bring up 2nd down, and it looks to be about like 12 yards for the Bullfrogs.
We'll see if they start throwing the football here, as now we're lined up in the same formation. I left. And it looks like a wide receiver reverse. No, it's a play action fake. He's got a receiver downfield. Caleb Welch to Demarion Pulte, I believe. And Demarion into the end zone. It is Demarion Pulte. And a beautiful play call there. The double play action. Demarion Pulte over the top. And about a 65-yard touchdown for the Frogs.
Ooh-wee. Boy, I'll tell you what. Game's interesting. 20-26. It's getting exciting. Yeah, as if it wasn't already. That's what I like to see is the Bullfrogs battle back, because this Sanger Indians, they are a tough cookie to go after.
A big time stop by the defense leading to, hey, I want to just say real quick, I'm in the business of hitting home runs. That's a home run call right there, a gutsy call by the Frogs, and it works out for them as the extra point is up, and it is good. So now a 21-26 point game, and the Frogs only down by 5. And again, a great play call, but it looks like a flag is on the field.
We got a roughing the kicker.
Roughing the kicker on the play. So back earlier, Josh, you had mentioned that roughing the kicker, if they if they block the ball and somebody hits the kicker.
If there's contact with the ball first before with the kicker is no longer protected.
But in that case right there, the kicker kicked the ball and he was hit.
Correct.
Okay, thanks for that. So it looks like the Bullfrogs are actually going to get something here at the beginning. They're going to get a chance to kick the ball from a further 10-yard advancement, and they're going to get a chance to pin Sanger deeper, the deepest that Sanger's probably been all night long. We'll see what the Bullfrogs do here. You never know. Tracy Welch has been known to throw a thing or two at you when you least expect it, so we'll see what goes on here. Those of y'all that are tuning in to Bullfrog Football and XLR and Bullfrog Radio Facebook Live, as well as Lake Worth ISD YouTube page, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We really appreciate y'all. Right now, we're sitting here in Sanger, Texas, as the Bullfrogs are hosted by the Indians. 8:18 left to go in the third quarter. The Bullfrogs are still down, but not by much. Sanger leads the Bullfrogs 26-21. You're listening to Joey Wilcoxon and Chris White on Bullfrog Radio.
Man,
I should record that shit.
I know. Yeah,
that's
that's
the plug.
Beautiful. That is. But that is just exactly what you want to see. We talked about at halftime. You just got to give this offense a chance to make plays. We got playmakers, and there it was right there. Caleb Welch with a beautiful throw over the top after the double play action. And man, that defense, you got to give a lot of credit. That we saw Wellborn just so dominant, smart, throwing the rock around, and a penalty or two, a sack, and great field position, and the Frogs take advantage. And now, with an opportunity, kicking it from the 45-yard line, are going to have an opportunity to pin Sanger back.
Well, I think what you saw on defense is Wellborn plays defense as well, and it didn't look like he was able to make any penetration that last. Here we go. Ball's up in the air, goes deep. It's fielded. Oh, it just goes inside the end zone, and the Indians probably do what everybody would call the right thing and kneel the ball.
Yes,
so we're going to get this next possession ready to go with him kneeling the ball on contact. It's still 8:18 left to go on the clock here in the third quarter. Sanger leads the Bullfrogs 26-21. Chris, the Bullfrogs right now is, last week on the coach's show, Coach Welsh tried to say, they try to make it exciting for everybody. It's exciting football to watch. Football is great to watch anyway. I know there's lots of people that talk about, pros and everything that's going on, politics and all that stuff. You can't change high school football. High school football is still, to me, the epitome of where it's great. It's raw, it's young, there's mistakes, but yet it's still good football, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
And we got trips lined out to the right, and it looks like Wellborn got the ball here, and great job by the Frogs stuffing up at the line of scrimmage. Looks only to be a gain of 2 or 3, and man, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far in this half from the Frogs.
Oh, yeah, a little high-low attack on him. Somebody grabbed him high, and somebody went ahead and grabbed him low and forced his knee to go down shortly after getting across the line of scrimmage.
And here's the snap again. Wellborn goes out to the left side, trying to fight. This time he's able to break through for some yardage. And it looks like they're going to spot him about a yard short. So it's going to be 3rd and 1, so 3rd and short. And knowing the Sanger team now after this game, it looks like this could be a 2-down opportunity for the first.
Yeah, the Bullfrogs really need to stop right here.
Smart gets the snap, hands it off to Wellborn, and he's fighting through, and Wellborn gets the first down. And, when you have a back like that in 1 yard, you almost can guess what's coming.
Oh, yeah, you can almost – well, you thought that earlier when they were down here, and they pulled it. But right now, he's charged up, ready to go. He's got all his juice. They're going to try to get a score here. With Wellborn, they're probably going to try to use all they can out of him to get a score and get ahead.
And the ball is in Smart's hand. He's keeping this one on the read option play. And it looks like he is – I almost couldn't find the ball over there. And it looks like a great defensive effort there. And only a 2-yard gain here for Sanger. So credit to the Bullfrog defense, not falling for the read option, standing tall and getting Smart for only a 2-yard gain.
That's the thing you see. Smart runs the ball almost as much as Wellborn does, and he's taking some licks. Here we go.
Trips and a wide receiver screen here, and a block in the back. That's got to be a flag. And I don't believe I saw one. And that was interesting. I'd like to wish we got that replay. Josh, what did you see?
It was really close, but they pretty much engaged at the side, and it looked more like blocking the back because the guy ended up going towards the play. So it was kind of a locked up from the side. That'd be kind of hard to call.
Great insight there. That's why we have you, Josh. And here we go. So 2 or 3 lined up to the right. So Tripp's out on the right. And a flag call in the field. It looks like that might have been offsides, but no worries there as the pass is complete for about a 20-yard gain here. And that's going to be a first down.
And it looks like the reason why that wasn't blown dead, those of y'all that are watching online, is because when it's encroachment on the defense, they allow the offense to continue to run that play. And, man, Bullfrogs really, really are trying to battle back here. And it's, regardless of the penalty, they let another play get by them. So Bullfrogs really have to tighten it up right here and try to get a 3-and-out on this next series. Or they're going to probably have to end up taking them all the way to the 4th down because we're in 4th down territory. The Indians, I don't think they're going to try to kick a field goal if they get to that point.
I agree with you there. And we got Trips right with motion coming from the right side out to the left. The fake. And Wellborn with the ball. Fights for about 4.
Great job by Jacoby Jones coming in and taking out Wellborn low. It still didn't stop him from gaining yards, but it stopped him from gaining a whole lot of yards. He came in and hit him low and threw him off balance, and he only gained about 3 yards on that last play. Brings up 2nd down and 7 for the Indians.
And now with Trips lined out to the left. Sanger snaps the ball. Handoff to Wellborn once again. Fighting for some yardage here, and Bullfrog defense all over that one. A 2-yard gain here, so it's going to be 3rd down and about 4 yards to go.
That's what the Bullfrogs need right there, is slow that up so it's not just a hard charge for just a couple of yards. Right here, I imagine you're going to see the Indians try to take a strike and then come back with Wellborn on 4th down if they don't make it.
And Trips motion. And a flag on the play. Josh, what'd you see?
False start.
False start, what side of the ball do we see that on? I didn't catch it.
It looked like I couldn't tell if it was a center right guard. It was right there in the middle.
Good call.
And so that's a big break for the Frogs. Now it looks to be about 3rd and 9. So instead of 4 yards, 3rd and short, we're looking about 3rd and long. And a big down here for the Bullfrogs. We'll see what they got in store for him now as a substitution is being made. It's number 8, Zach Shepard, checks in for Sanger. Going back to that trip formation. And they're going to toss this one up. Smart looking deep. He's got him in. And it's a touchdown for Sanger. And the sub, Zach Shepard, looks like he's the man with the speed. And a deep pass from Smart right on the money in between double coverage. And Zach Shepard coming down with the ball for a touchdown.
Oh, man, that's tough. That's tough.
And that was 3rd and 9 for the Frogs, a chance to stop them. And unfortunately, Sanger getting another 6 points on the board right now, increasing their lead to 11. And now rushing to the field, looking like they're going for 2 here, and they are. Smart back, running out, looks like it's an option play, and they're going to toss it out to Wellborn. It is the option, and he is in. It's good. 2-point conversion is good for Sanger. So put 2 more on the board.
There it goes right there. Flag, I knew it was coming in. Flag come in late as Wellborn, getting a little cocky with it, he threw the ball at Craig Williams. They're going to call that unsportsmanlike conduct.
Thank you for seeing that. I took my eyes off the play to look at the scoreboard for 1 second. I do believe it is, 34-21. But unsportsmanlike conduct being called on the play. The extracurriculars, not what you want to see. I mean, especially when you're up, you don't want to give the other team anything to play with. And that's going to hopefully give the Bullfrogs good field position.
Oh, yeah. So the last kickoff, the Bullfrogs had great position, put the Indians, forced them to do a touchback. And now the Indians are going to be backed up on kickoff. And they're going to have to kick off to the Bullfrogs from, I believe it's going to look like, I don't know, about the 30? Or is it going to give them the...
Yeah, here's the deal. All I know is this.
Okay.
The Frogs are looking good right now. Their offense is firing. Yes, the defense just let up a score. But at the same time, if I'm Sanger and I'm watching this Frogs offense, basically hitting home runs is what I like to call it. and you're giving the Frogs a chance to come score it with, 4:16 left in the third. That's plenty of time. And with this Frogs offense looking to start clicking right now, why are we trying to give the Frogs any sort of chance? And I don't know why I said, why are we? I'm happy. This is looking good.
Speaking from the perspective of the Indians, I get it.
I don't understand that, because now this Frog offense is starting to look good. You're in a shootout almost. You can't give the other team anything to play with. So we'll see if these mistakes end up playing a factor later in this game, as now the kickoff from the 25, and it's a squib kick and missed. And Sanger looks to be on top of the ball. There is a pile. The ref has not made a call yet.
That flag should come out right here on the sidelines.
And it looks like they're pointing towards Sanger. Sanger ball after the muffed kick on the kickoff. Man, Sanger, unfortunate break for the Frogs.
Man, that's a tough break. There's a lot that went on right there that second. I can tell you right now, for a toe poker, everybody don't know what a toe poker is. A toe poker is somebody that kicks a football that does not kick soccer style. Okay, for a toe poker, normally that would be the most horrible kick that you could ever do, was that last kick, because he didn't mean to kick it that way. The way that ball spun like that, I can tell you, he missed the center of the ball. That was unintentional. I could almost put my right hand and say that it was unintentional. It turned out in their favor. The thing that I didn't like to see is the referee on this sideline, as a Bullfrog player got blocked out of bounds and then got hit again out of bounds, the referee didn't pull the flag on it. That's what I was looking to see. But here we go as Sanger lines up.
And
deep
ball
snap
over his head, and just falling on it is smart. So now second down and about 30 yards. So a big break here for the Frogs. Of course, the muffed kick got to be tough to deal with, but hey, you got to get anything you can take at this point, and the Frogs thankfully get to push these Sanger Indians back deep into their own territory on a terrible snap.
Anything right now. This is what the Bullfrogs need. They don't need to let them strike deep here, but they still need to cover Wellborn, as he's going to get the ball right. Going to get the ball
play
soon.
Action, and this ball's going deep. Orozco has a chance on it. And he's just playing on his man, and it falls short. It looks like he had his eyes on the ball. I thought he was going to try to come back and make a play, but hey, I understand not taking a risk there. It is third down and 33. You're going to, hey, don't try to do too much, I guess.
Yeah, he was trying to play that one over the top, because we've been getting kind of Smart's been being smart about it and dropping it over the top, as we've been playing in the back pocket of the receivers. And now that last play, Roscoe played over the top, so it's hard for him to come back and see that all at the same time. But it was still great defense. Calls the quarterback to throw. I'm not sure if it was a missed throw or if he just threw it short so it wouldn't be completed. But Smart drops back again. He's in trouble. He's going forward. It looks like he's going to tuck the ball. He's going to run. He's running the ball.
And
nobody called it.
No flag. Josh, what did you see?
Oh, that was a crackback block.
You can't come back to the play.
You cannot turn back and come to that. That referee just totally missed that. And he knows he did.
And Coach Welch will let them know about that, I promise you.
And now it's going to be, luckily, fourth down and about 7 yards here. And a flag on the field. Did you see anything over there, Josh?
Yeah, he's calling it because Coach Welch seen that crackback block and he didn't call it.
And right now, they're calling unsportsmanlike conduct on Coach Welch, it looks like. It looks like they're calling it on Coach Welch because he's out there trying to yell at the white hat, trying to get a call over there of why did they not call. Why would the white hat not give him the time of day when he saw that crackback? That's the dangerous plays we're trying to get away from in football, but it looks like that nobody saw it on this side, and Coach Welch is very, very passionate about it.
Trips lined out to the right. The blitz is coming, and a flag is thrown here. It looks like a false start. Yep, it is a false start on the offense. So Sanger being pushed back again, and man, the Frogs had a couple of breaks here. It was first and 33, second and 33, and somehow on third down, end up after a big gain from Smart and a penalty call, It's first down, but another flag, and now it's 1st and 15. Smart drops back, pressures into his face. He lobs this one up. Somehow still finds Wellborn. He's coming down the sideline, and it looks like he's going to tiptoe his way into the end zone. Actually, no, they're going to mark him out of bounds at the 11-yard line. So a break again for this Lake Worth team. I don't know how many more breaks they're going to get, but they need to make a big statement here. When in the red zone, they got a chance still. They got a chance to stop them, and they got to come up big here. 11 yards to go.
Man, yeah, the Bullfrogs really have to push. Really, they have to push through all the pain, push through the bad calls, and stay with it.
And a dropped pass here. Looked like a little screenplay out to the left. And Smart picking his receiver up.
Looked like that ball was intended for C.J. Flowers and couldn't hold on to it.
A lot of credit, though, to the quarterback. Picking up his receiver, though, there. I do like that leadership quality. Making sure to let him know it's all right. As now Tripp's lining up to the right. Frogs coming out, look like in man. And they're handing it off to Wellborn once again. He's found a seam up the middle. He's still on his feet, and he walks into the end zone after about 3 Bullfrogs laying on the ground. And, man, just a tough break as just Wellborn is taking over this game.
Yeah, you know, he's a guy that's a running back, and that's for sure. But look, with 2:34 left in the quarter, the Bullfrogs, we've seen them score in 1 minute and 27 seconds. So the Bullfrogs could come back and score here and bring that lead down for the Indians. The Bullfrogs are really going to have to dig deep here because they're going to need to score. They're going to need to stop on defense. They're going to need to score again to get back in this game. And they're going to go for 2 here. It looks like.
And Wellborn once again gets the handoff here and is into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So now 42-21, basically doubling up on the Frogs now. That's going to be a tough comeback here, but again, 2 minutes, 34 seconds left to play here in the third with time to come back. And hopefully this Frog offense, you know, can get back on that field and make something happen quick.
Yeah, the Bullfrogs, you know, we know they're resilient. We know they're a young team. They're resilient, and they're fighting back. And they're going to really have to keep fighting back here. You know, there's just no let up. There can't be a give up on this game. They got to keep fighting through for it. Even though every time you turn around, if it's a penalty or if it's, you know, whatever it may be, you know, the one thing that we try to do with the kids, with the players, is it's one play at a time. Every play is almost like a new game. You have to shake it off and keep rolling. That's what you're going to see the Bullfrogs do here. It's no doubt in my mind the Bullfrogs can keep battling back. You're going to start to see here we're at the end of the third. Does Wellborn have the gas to go the distance? And if Wellborn pulls up on offense, we've already seen him pulling up on defense. If he pulls up on offense, will the Bullfrogs be able to strike and get back in this thing?
Yeah, I mean, that's the question. The man that's on pretty much every side of the ball, is he going to be able to maintain? I mean, he's impacted both sides of the ball, meaning is he going to be able to maintain? And we're actually looking right now. Yeah, you see,
backup kicker.
We got a different kicker, and they're trying to give Wellborn a little bit of a break, as we can see him sitting right in front of us, actually, with his helmet off. So he might be getting a little bit of a break. Hopefully the Bullfrogs can take advantage of that, as now we're kicking off. And another low kick. Focus on picking that one up. And Isaiah Hall does have it. And a flag coming out from the back, as it looks like down near the 30-yard line, a Bullfrog was still holding on to his man. Josh, what did you see? Did you see it?
It looked like a block in the back or a holding. It was the backside.
Let's get that white hat and see what he's got.
Personal foul face mask on the white.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
I did not see that one at all.
It's now the Frogs are coming out on the, looks like they're going to be coming out, the markers, I'm not sure. The Frogs are lined up one spot. Marker is looking like it's at the 25. So we'll see what they spot the ball here, as now we see the spot. So it looks like it is going to go down to the 20s, about the 28-yard line.
Yep. Still not horrible field position. Would have been better if it would have been 15 yards further forward, but here we go.
And 2 lined out to the left. Caleb back with the ball. He's throwing deep here. He's got a man. Orozco! And he drops it. He had open daylight if he caught that one. Surely would have been a race off to the end zone. Unfortunately, he tried to catch that one. It was over his shoulder. It looked to be a little bit leaning. It was over his right shoulder. It looked like the ball was actually coming in a little bit more left than he expected. Tried to corral that one, but unfortunately dropping that about on the 42-yard line in Sanger territory. And now 2nd down and 10.
And you know, the Bullfrogs, that just goes to show you with Caleb Welch, this kid has an eye and can put the ball where it needs to be at. Receivers, I mean, Roscoe wants that one back. But here we go.
Caleb drops back. He's looking out to his right. He fires the ball. He's got Fulkerson. Fulkerson catches. That's enough for a first down. He's going to be marked out right at the 42-yard line. And so a great pass there and another connection between Mark Fulkerson and Caleb Welch.
Beautiful. Caleb Welch let the ball go before Mark even finished his route because he knew it was there, knew it was open. That's that relationship you see between a quarterback and a receiver, and you start having that, you know, that vision and that feeling between one another to know that they're going to get there, going to know that they're going to make the play.
And here comes the snap. Caleb rolling out to the right, looking at Mark. Mark turns around. He stops. He's got another catch. And there's Mark Fulkerson once again. So there's the connection and moved the chains. Another first down for the Frogs.
And so what you're seeing now is you don't have Wellborn on the field on defense. You don't have him on the field on defense right now, and you have the DBs on their heels backed up. Don't want to go for that deep strike. Bullfrogs are going to nickel and dime this all the way down the field.
Caleb with the ball, hands it off to Brandon Forrest, met at the line, and is going to be stopped. So a no gain there. They're going to spot him right back at the 44-yard line, and 2nd down and 10.
Yep. You know, you can't just throw the ball over and over and over and over again. You got to throw a little run in there and kind of keep testing that line without having Wellborn in there. The Bullfrogs are going to continue to test that line because Wellborn is such a big part. He's the nucleus of that team. He's not in there. Watch the Bullfrogs here look to take a strike.
And as Wellborn actually just got off the bench and is walking towards his coach on the sideline, see if he comes back in as Caleb drops back. Looking for the screenplay. Forrest with the ball. He's got men in front of him. He's got some space. He's down to the 30, to the 20. He's got some space still, and he gets brought down at the 10. So a big play there. A nice little screen, a little deception. Forrest goes out right, goes back left, and he's got line in front of him. And a big play there from the Frogs.
I want to get a call from Josh on this. Josh, what is the rule about a defensive end coming in and cutting an offensive lineman? Cutting him below the knees.
As long as they don't go high, low, and they go straight towards them, they can do it.
There you go. This is a good call because I saw one of the Bullfrogs offensive linemen just really get cut on that last play.
Only one man out wide right, and that's Mark Fulkerson, but they're going to hand it off to Brandon Forrest, and he's going to get brought down. It looks like a little bit behind the line here. And I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with the chains over there. They just got the spot, so kind of hard to tell how many yards to go. I guess it's 1st and goal. I guess it was spotted at the 10 on the dot. So it looks like they're at the 11. Is my assumption from here. It's kind of hard to see, but it looks like they are just about the 11 or the 10. As Caleb rolls out to his right, looking for somebody. He's got Fulkerson. Fulkerson!
Touchdown.
He brings it in, touchdown. A little bit of a delay call. Fulkerson didn't react, and the Frogs score. So Caleb Welch rolls out right, finds his man.
Yeah, Fulkerson was looking at the referee like, hey, are you going to call it for me? We're over here like holding our breaths real quick. The Bullfrogs, just like I said, they come down with a strike. There was 2 minutes and 36 seconds left to go on that drive. 2 minutes and 30 it took them for the length of that drive there for the Bullfrogs. They traveled all the way down from their 28 or 24-yard line, went the distance all the way down. PAT through the uprights is good. Bullfrogs still behind the Indians, 42-28, but they're looking to try to battle back. 7 seconds left to go in the third quarter here in Sanger, Texas.
Yeah, that was a great pass. Of course, Mark Fulkerson and Caleb Welch have that connection. And, you know, we're starting to see that week, too. Unfortunately, the score not in Bullfrogs' favor at the moment, but I mean, I believe there was 3 completions. We had 2 back-to-back completions down here on Frog territory, and then we marched near the end zone and rolling out right, old reliable Mark Fulkerson rarely drops the ball when it hits his hands. So great find there, great pass right in between the numbers, and the Frogs down by 14, and we're just approaching 7 seconds left in the third, so almost in the fourth. A lot of time to be played, and I mean, 2-score game. We'll see. One thing to keep an eye on, of course, now Wellborn sat out that entire drive. The Frogs score, but now he's well rested. So we'll see if that plays in a factor, getting that rest for Wellborn. And let's see this Frog defense come out and make a stop.
Yeah, we'll see. It looks like he's walking over, Wellborn's walking over the coach. You know, this is one thing that I noticed, you know, just thinking about back when I was a player and knowing players. You know, they don't have like a bike on the sidelines here to keep a guy warm. You know, did that help him out, or did sitting out is it going to hurt him? We're going to see in this next drive here, the Bullfrogs line the ball up on the 40-yard line, looking ready to kick the ball off.
And here we go, kicking off from the 40, the ball dead center of the field. The kick just bouncing on the ground, and nice easy hop. Sanger kind of lucking out on that one. The Frogs are there. And it's going to be marked down around the 37. But, you know, it's interesting you say that, and especially this offense. I mean, we know the feature at this point. Wellborn pretty much getting the rock almost every other play, if not every play. And like you just said, no bike on the sideline. I mean, he's pretty much getting hit, you know, every single play. And you got to start feeling that at some point. So we'll see if that plays a factor.
Yeah.
As now the Frogs coming out, looking to defend. Hopefully coming out with a 3 and out here. They can march right back on down the field with 2 seconds left in the third. And we'll see what we got here.
Yeah. We're going to see, I imagine they're going to continue to pound the ball because that runs the clock.
Exactly. And Wellborn receives the handoff. Trying to bounce back. He spins back to the middle of the field and brought down after about a gain of 7.
I'm going to tell you right now, what I just saw right there is somebody that's getting a little bit outside of themselves, trying to spin and be flashy. And my hopes are that it plays well for the Bullfrogs, because as soon as somebody gets ahead of themselves and get a little flashy, that's when mistakes are made. So as you see that last one, the spin move, no need for it, just keep running.
Yeah.
And you're going to see those things happening. So we're going to see that's the end of the third quarter. As we get ready to start the top of the fourth, Bullfrogs are down as Sanger leads 42-28.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, though, too, because I don't know how much of movement you're really getting off that spin move at 6'3", 235. It looked like he was still moving in the same direction, but, man, I guess he's just trying to act like I said earlier, a bull in a china shop, wreaking havoc, and ended up picking up 7 there. So looking for a second down and about 3 yards as we're going to begin the fourth quarter. Frogs down 14, still not out of this one, but definitely have to make a big stop here, and being so close, 2nd and 3. We'll see what the Sanger Indians are going to do here. If my assumption, my Tony Romo, I guess, impersonation, this ball is going to Wellborn. And a false start, possibly? Josh, what's the call?
False start, wide receiver, left side.
And there you go. So there's the kind of break you need if you're the Frogs. And it looked like, actually, we saw Wellborn rolling out to his right, so maybe a toss, I don't know, but that's going to move him back. Now it's going to be 2nd down and about 8.
All right, Bullfrogs getting a little bit of a break here. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Bullfrogs have to do something here. Have to do something.
Shotgun formation, doubles, twins. Wellborn with the ball. He's going out to the left. Frogs trying to cut him down. Not until he gets close to that first down marker. It's not enough. They are going to mark him, it looks like, about the 46-yard line. So
oh, no, they took him back to the 45.
I was looking on our near side line judge, and he was looking like he was staying at the 46, but they're going to take this back to the 45, so 3 yards to go now on 3rd and 3. Trips right, check into the sideline. Smart looking for the play call here. Coaches might have seen something. They hand it off to Wellborn, but a great stop there by the Frogs. But still, we know very well that the Sanger Indians are not afraid in this situation to go for it on 4th down as a player is down on the field. So we'll take a short little break from the action to talk about, hey, a big stop. But with 4th down, this is the type of play that can change a game.
Oh, yeah. This right here can really, you need some heavy momentum swing for the Bullfrogs. That last score that they had was a good job, but you need a momentum swing here. A stop right here could put the Bullfrogs in the gear that they need to be in to go down. They need a fast strike, and they need to change some things, get it going, and get some momentum going. Because right now they're putting a lot of weight on Wellborn, and now one of your starting offensive linemen are out of the game. See how that affects the play right here for this 4th down.
And checking to the sideline is Smart. Smart making the change, calling the audible. And they're rolling out to the right. And the Frogs are there. Will it be enough for the 1st down? Did the Frogs stop them? The pile's still being pushed. It looks like the line judge, if he's telling anything right now, he's about the 49-yard line, which is enough for the 1st down. An unfortunate break there. I thought the Frogs did a great job of stuffing the line, but it wasn't enough.
Wasn't enough. It was close. It wasn't enough. They tried really hard there, so they're going to need to keep going at it. Keep going at it. Keep going at it. They're going to continue to keep attacking, and they're going to continue to keep attacking Wellborn no matter what he's doing, and we're going to try to keep wearing him down. 10:27 left to go in the 4th.
Trips out to the right. Smart looks right. Defense there. Ball's up in the air. A defensive back could not find it. Craig Williams being the closest guy to that one. But great defense there. The screen plays out to the right. You know, I know, Joey, you watched a lot of the film, and you talked a lot about those screens. And I think the Frogs have done a great job of really preventing those from happening. And, you know, hey, the one thing that has been working is obviously Wellborn. Unfortunately, unable to get a pick or a turnover after that. As Wellborn back with the ball, gets hit, knocked in the backfield, still on his feet. But you can kind of tell he looked a little sluggish, even though he broke a couple tackles. Doesn't have that same explosiveness when he comes off those tackles.
Well, the Bullfrogs, they're going to look back that one particular play on film and realize how high the tackling was coming on this guy, trying to hold on to him. So you're going to see that. The Bullfrogs are going to continue to attack him low, take the energy out of those legs. Right now they're tackling him high and low. But the lower the tackle, that make him get low, everybody's got to get low. And he's going to try to get low and spin off. He's trying to get a little fancy with it, and I hope the Bullfrogs can capitalize on it.
And we got doubles right now as the ball is play action. And going deep here, Sanger, and a pick! Did he maintain possession? It looks like he did. And a big interception here by Nate Orozco. And Bullfrogs have the ball at around the 20-yard line.
Good redemption, Nathan Orozco. Good redemption. We know earlier he had dropped that pass, and, you know, as a wide receiver, it carries over to your defense, and it can mess you up in the head and really leave you open to feeling a certain way. He's battled back here on defense. That shows you the focus this team has to try to turn the game around. Great play by Orozco, and let's go Bullfrogs for this possession.
You know, I'm checking the tank, and it looks like Wellborn looks to be running out as they went for the pass, and it's intercepted as Caleb Welch now drops back. He's looking for Fulkerson, and did he get a foot in? It looks like they are going to mark him inbounds, and a great catch, getting 1 foot in. Mark Fulkerson, and the connection between the two just seems to be getting better by the game.
Yeah, and the crazy thing was a couple years ago when Caleb Welch got here, he had a young man that was a receiver, great kid, playing receiver, and they had a connection that nobody could stop. I mean, the kid set the record at the school for receptions, and right now you're starting to see that between him and Caleb Welch and multiple receivers, but especially Mark Fulkerson.
Caleb with the trips on the left side. He's looking out to his right. He's trying to find a second option. He's got Orozco. Orozco comes down with the football. It's a catch.
That right there, I can tell you, that right there is the quarterback rolling out and the wide receiver receiving and seeing his quarterback in trouble and adjusting his route to flatten that out to come underneath the safeties and get around there. Great play by Roscoe and Caleb Welch.
That's great football and great eyes. Way to keep the play alive. Caleb Welch making some magic happen here in the fourth quarter. Caleb drops back. He's looking out to his right, checking over the middle of the field. He's got a receiver deep. Fulkerson, he's got the ball. He's going down to the 10, the 5, touchdown, Bullfrogs. And they're within 8 points now, pending an extra point. And Mark Fulkerson, the connection continues, a little bit underthrown, but no problem as Mark turns around and puts on the afterburners And a touchdown for the Frogs.
You know, so during the scrimmage against Castleberry and last week against McGregor, you saw the timing between Caleb Welch and Mark Fulkerson for some of them deep balls were a little bit off. Caleb was a little bit in front of him. Mark Fulkerson has some wheels. Now they're dialing it in, even though that was a little bit behind. It still, though, was enough to get over the defenders. Great pass, great play. Good job, Bullfrogs.
And a whistle is blown here. Looks like some of the Frog players were looking for an encroachment or offside call. Josh, what did you see?
Encroachment. Yep, they got an encroachment. Encroachment.
Who was that on?
Number 32, which is the nose tackle.
All right. So Bullfrogs, their little double clutch got them closer for this PAT.
Here comes the snap. The kick is up. And it's through the uprights. So now just a 7-point game. 8:47 left to play. And now the Sanger Indians will have the ball back. But the explosiveness we saw earlier in the game doesn't seem to be there. And you're just hoping, just like we saw last drive from the Indians, that interception that was thrown. It was almost like, hey, we've been pounding this ball all game. We got to do something new. You know, Wellborn looks like he's got a little bit of gas running out. And they throw the football. And what happens when you force the Sanger Indians to throw the football? They're forcing bad throws. The coverage is there. I like what the secondary's done as in their adjustments. And Orozco came up with a big pick. We'll see now what the Frogs can do on defense. See if they can create another one.
The Bullfrogs have to get a stop here. I can guarantee you right now, as the Bullfrogs go, they're going to continue to chip away at Wellborn. And Wellborn right now doesn't have the gas in the tank that he did before. Doesn't have the pep in his step. You can tell on the sidelines, just slow to move and holding his hands on his hips. You can just kind of tell, you know, he's carried this game on his back, literally by himself.
Yeah.
I think there's been one touchdown scored by a receiver and one by the quarterback. That's tough. 42 points and you scored, 4 of the 6 touchdowns. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
that's tough.
Hey, but credit to him. He's had an absolutely fantastic game. And now we're going to kind of see what he's got left in the tank with 8:47 left. And here comes the Frogs kicking this ball off. Again, like you said earlier, Tracy Welch likes to throw some things in there. We'll see if that comes out now. And they are just going to kick it deep to the left. The ball does bounce back to the 10. Here come the Frogs trying to make a tackle. And they get to him.
Oh, great job.
Oh, he's still on his feet, though. Only going to get an extra couple of yards there as the Bullfrogs come down, and the ball's going to be marked, it looks like, at the 26.
That dancing around, it looked like he was going to break back. That dancing around only got him a couple of yards. And I see the referee talking to one of the Indians. Looks like he's walking Jack Shepard off the sideline, senior 5'10", 150, walked him off the sidelines. He got a little extra there at the end of the kickoff. And the Bullfrogs had to battle here. It's not bad, not great field position, but not bad field position for the Indians. The Bullfrogs right here, they just need to manage this and keep it going.
We got 2 receivers out to each side. Wellborn with the ball going out to the right. He's got some yards, and he falls down just about at the first down marker, and they're going to give it to him at the 38-yard line. So Wellborn still looking strong. He is coming up looking a little bit slow, but at the same time, when he gets the football, the man is coming out with power. So credit to him, still staying strong in this fourth quarter. Been a huge talking point here tonight. I know you've heard his name a lot, but it is well-deserved. Again, I believe 4 touchdowns on the night for him. As he gets the ball once again, and the Frogs are there, but he just fights forward, just continually. The Frogs unable to kind of stop him in his tracks. Still hit about at the line of scrimmage and about a gain of 4.
And right now, this is the thing that you're seeing. The thing that I'm seeing right now that I'm actually loving is how quick the Indians get up and run the ball. Because right now, they're snapping the ball with still 20 seconds left on the play clock every time. And right now, we have Smart goes up the middle. He's going to have enough for a first. The Bullfrogs had given too much attention to Wellborn, and they let Smart run up the middle and get a first down.
So now into Frog territory. Sanger getting upfield. But here's the thing. The Frogs haven't seen Sanger attempt a field goal. I don't know if you know, we've kind of talked about it, but the good news is for the Frogs, if they can get a stop within the 20 before they get to the 20 in the red zone, it looks like they have a chance.
Yep, they do have a chance. They have to get a stop here and get ready to march. Now the Indians are milking the clock.
And Wellborn with the ball. Finds a hole. Still on his feet. He looks like he's going to pick up the first. He does. And it takes about 2 or more players every single time Wellborn gets the ball to bring him down. And it's going to be a 1st and 10 on the about 29-yard line. No, they're going to mark it actually at 32. That's my mistake.
Yeah, and you're not going to see the Indians go to the air. I very seriously doubt you do. If they do, they'll go to the air on this first play. They'll go to the air on this first play to try to make a strike. But I doubt they will. They're bleeding the clock now, and they're going to try to bleed as much clock as they can and end with a score to try to put it out of reach for the Bullfrogs. And we're going to see right here.
Yep, Wellborn with the ball, finding through the hole. And he's still going to pick up about 8 yards. It's this late in the game, that's not what you want to see. Just Wellborn continually pounding the ball just straight up the gut, picking up 8.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, he's a big kid, big guy. And there's not very many guys on the Bullfrog defense that's 245. Couple of defensive linemen. Other than that, everybody's, you know, in a lesser range than that. I'll just put it that way.
And now 2 lined out left, 2 lined out to the right. Ball handed off once again to Wellborn. In the backfield, the Frogs finally making a little bit of a stand there, so it's going to be 3rd down and about 2. But quite honestly, this is almost in favor of the Sanger Indians.
And Wellborn comes off the field.
Taking his helmet off, looking a little bit angry there. As now checking to the sideline, wouldn't be too surprised at a little read option play here between Smart and the backup running back. And there it is, quarterback keeper. And Smart's got some space, and he's going to find his way to the end zone with 5:20 on the clock.
Man,
Sanger scores.
That's tough for the Bullfrogs. Tough for the Bullfrogs. You know, when the number 1 player goes out, when Wellborn goes out, and they turn back around the next play and Smart just scores, that's tough. I mean, it's 5:20 left to go here. I've seen the Bullfrogs before in a game last year score 21 points in 3.5 minutes. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen. They don't need 21 points. They just need 14 now.
Yeah. I mean, definitely not a lot of time, but they do have all their timeouts. And now lining up for the extra point attempt. And a flag is thrown.
Delay of game is what they're going to call it. Well, so it looks like Wellborn is the kicker, defensive end, the running back. There was one other one that was in there. And so it looks like they're actually going to try to do a field goal this time, and Wellborn is in there for the field goal.
And here comes the kick. It's up. And right down the middle, that one is going to be good. So 49-35, 5:20 on the clock in the 4th quarter. Frogs trailing by 14.
Oh, that's right. He's the field goal kicker, too.
There you go.
Man, so Bullfrogs really got to battle back here. I know we've been talking about battling back the whole time, the whole game, as the Bullfrogs set themselves in a hole early on, down 14. They did fight back quite a bit to try to, you know, grind their way back in to the game. They were down by 6 at halftime, and down by 12 at halftime, and they've been just battling back and forth. They're looking for an answer on defense. They're looking for a stop on defense. As the Bullfrogs are going to come out here, 5:20, look for them to strike and go quickly as the time gets short here. This scoreboard doesn't have timeouts on the scoreboard, so we don't see how many timeouts either team has. I believe Lake Worth does have 3 timeouts remaining, the same with 5:20 left to go in the 4th quarter.
And now the Frogs return team lining up, hoping for a big return. Of course, penalties been an issue tonight for the Frogs, so hopefully keep this one clean, get some good field position. They're lining up. It's the ball on the ground. No flags on the field. So 40-yard line, a lot of, or not a lot of room for Caleb to work with. So that's a good thing. He's hopefully, as we see a player down on the field, but hopefully Caleb can go 60 yards here and put the Bullfrogs within 7.
Yep, and as you see on the camera, Josh zooms that out. We don't like to reveal any players that are injured at all. And so there's a Bullfrog that's down on the field. We're hope that he gets up okay. Man, it's always tough when you see a player go down, especially when we see one that's kind of moving around, a little bit of agony, painful. But anyways, we sit here, 5:15 left to go in this fourth quarter, and I'll tell you what, it's been exciting. It's been an exciting game. We've got a chance tonight to see the Bullfrogs. They still continue to grow. This is a non-district game. So, Coach Welch talks about multiple seasons within a season of football. You have your summer workouts and your preseason. Then you have your non-district play. Then you have your district play. And then you have your playoffs.
Yep.
And you always hope to make it to that last season in the season.
Of course.
And that's where you want to be at. And right now, we're in that second season of this football season doing in non-district play. And, the Lake Worth Bullfrogs have played Sanger before in the past years. I think dating back all the way to like 1972, 73. And on record, I didn't really find, I didn't dig a lot, but I didn't really find anywhere where Sanger had really ever beaten the Bullfrogs. So tonight, maybe the first time, maybe the first couple times. I'm not sure. I have to dig that up. But nonetheless, this isn't the first time the Bullfrogs have met the Indians. It's probably been a handful, maybe a little more of a handful since the 70s. And they're right up 35 from Lake Worth, so it really wasn't a bad drive in other than some traffic by Denton. But it's a nice little drive out here. Bullfrogs line up, trips to the right, Chris.
And here we go. Caleb Welch checks to his right, looking for Fulkerson. He's diving for the ball, but the ball bounces before it gets to him. But not the worst thing in the world as the clock continues to be stopped. And that's kind of what we're going to see here. A lot of passing and making sure either the clock is stopped or you're making a big-time completion, as now you got trips back to the right. Caleb rolls out, finds Mark. He sits in the middle of the field. He's trying to break out back into the middle.
First down.
And he will get the first down.
That first down's important because it'll stop the clock there. Sorry, I mean to step on you there.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
It'll stop the clock there. The interesting thing is the Indians are running 3 guys deep, so they're leaving the middle of the field open for them just to pick apart because they don't want them to throw it to the sidelines.
And Caleb rolls out. He's got Fulkerson. Another low throw, and that's going to keep the clock running. And Fulkerson picks up about 3. So, unfortunately there, the clock's still running. We're down to 4:35 on the game clock as Caleb lines back up. He's got 2 out to his left, to Marion Pulte in the slot. Caleb's looking to the middle of the field, or to the outside of the field, to the right. Fulkerson still on his feet. He's not going to go out of bounds here, but he is going to get down to the 30 or looks like the 31. And they're going to stop the clock just to move the chains, but it will start rolling in a second.
And as the Bullfrogs, they walk up to the line because they are in clock management mode. 2-minute offense. They're up there getting ready to call the play right now.
And it looks like Craig Williams is actually out on the right side here. Caleb Welch drops back, looks out. He's got a man. And on his feet still, I believe that's Nate Orozco with the ball, and he gets another first down.
Yeah, that'll stop the clock. As long as the Bullfrogs pull up to the line every time they set the ball ready to snap, there's no need for a timeout. Making quick work of this as the Indians relax their defense, thinking that the Bullfrogs are going to actually lose clock time. They're sadly mistaken because he's going to throw a strike every time.
And we got 3 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. Bullfrogs now at about the 12-yard line. Trips out to the right. Caleb Welch drops back. He's looking to his right. He's got some men. He's going to get hit in the backfield. He's going to get dropped as the pressure from Sanger comes here. Good play call there. Looked like the Bullfrogs not expecting the blitz, as we saw a lot of preventive defense. And now it's going to be second down and a ways to go.
Yeah, the Bullfrogs really have to go. Bullfrogs have to make a strike right here.
And it's just from about Denton. Caleb drops back. Pressure still on him. He breaks the tackle. He's looking to run. He's going to get brought down at about the 20-yard line there. And a timeout called by, I believe, the Bullfrogs. Yes, it is. And the ball now on the 20-yard line. And with the pressure coming, didn't look like the Bullfrogs were ready for it.
No, they didn't look like they were ready for it, but the one thing that you saw Caleb Welch do is not give up the goat. And what I mean by that is defenders were closing around him, and normally he does pretty much the safe thing and takes a slide. But he knows he has to get back to the line of scrimmage, try to make some ground up from the last sack. So he moved forward and moved the ball and progressed it and got it down the field a little bit further, because right now the situation, the Bullfrogs are third down and what looks to be about 17 yards, and they can get a first down inside the red zone. They can get a first down inside the red zone. I mean, because they already are inside the red zone. They're kind of pinned back a little bit deeper. But if they get a first down, that's on the 2-yard line, 3-yard line. So they're going to, this next play, if they make it past that, it's going to be probably a touchdown.
Yeah.
To get to where they got to go to, it's probably going to be a touchdown. And I don't think that the Indians are going to play with their safeties in the end zone. So the Bullfrogs are going to have to come underneath and try to get to the sticks or make a touchdown.
And here we go. Trips out to the right. Caleb in shotgun. Drops back. Here comes the pressure from the Indians. Caleb looks to fire. Tries to find Demarion Pulte, and that's going to bring up 4th down. And there's a flag actually on the play here.
They're going to call the flag. They're going to call a flag on the guy that was blitzing coming in. He got picked up by a Bullfrog, and a Bullfrog held him, trying to keep him from blitzing back too fast. I saw the body turn. Go ahead, Josh.
I was saying they declined the penalty for it to be 4th down.
They declined the penalty for it to be 4th down, and they brought Wellborn in as a defensive end. You're going to watch him try to turn up the pressure on Welch, and we'll see what happens here.
This is really it right now for the Bullfrogs as they bring out trips to the right.
Demarion Pulte, middle seam post over the middle.
And here we go. Caleb drops back. Caleb looks deep, trying to go to Fulkerson. The ball's tipped up, and it's going to fall short. And unfortunately, the Bullfrogs unable to find the end zone on the drive. They march down. They get to about the 12-yard line. And after a big-time sack, it looks like the Frogs have about 2:50 left.
Hey, it could happen.
It could happen. They need to force a turnover here. But, of course, that's going to be difficult. We can expect the run from number 5, Talon Wellborn.
Yeah, it's tough right here because they brought in Wellborn to bring some pressure. Caleb Welch, he slid up into the pocket to throw the ball, but from the look of the ball, it looked like there was a fingertip that was on it, so it looked like a punt.
Yeah.
It was kind of flopping all around. And so you're going to look at the Indians try to run the clock out here.
And Wellborn with the ball. He goes out. He finds a seam on the right side of the field. Gains about 6. Actually, they're going to give him 87 yards. And so now with the clock ticking, the Bullfrogs need to make this stop on this next down to have a chance. And with about 2 or 3 yards, that's going to be pretty tough.
Yeah, and y'all can probably hear that wind noise as the wind picks up out of here. Looks like it's probably going about 7 or 8 miles an hour out of the southeast to finish up this game. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the fourth. Indians have the ball. They're up 49-35.
And a flag is called here. It looks like a false start on the, it is a false start on Sanger. So this is going to back the ball up. And with 2:12 left to play now, it is 3rd down at about 7 or 8. Yeah, 2nd down and 8. So, I mean, the Frogs have a chance to make a play here. They do have their timeouts. They have 2 timeouts left. And they give the ball to Wellborn. He's looking to bounce this back to the left. Brian Neal trying to make the tackle, but not before Wellborn fights his way about 2 yards after the 1st down marker. And that's going to move the chains and 32-yard line. And Sanger just continuing to pound the ball.
Yeah, the Bullfrogs, I mean, to be honest with, ourselves and the Bullfrog defense, Wellborn is not a running back that you're going to see all season.
Yeah.
He is not. He is, he's a beast. He's a prodigy at that area, just the size. And they continue to give him the ball. He's been given the ball all game long. And they give him the ball again. We see a flag come in there at the end of that play. You can see a helmet goes flying off the sidelines on the far side. Didn't quite get what that was on the sidelines. That helmet flew off. But they continue to give, and I guess it was Wellborn. I say he's up with his helmet off. And so Wellborn will have to come off for at least a play as his helmet came off. They continue to give him the ball late. They're up by 2 touchdowns. It looks like there's going to be a hold on the Indians there. It's going to bring that back. And Wellborn walks his way off the field. The Bullfrogs will look to face this one in the eyes. 1 minute and 34 seconds left to go. First down, and looks to be about 14 for the Indians.
This one's going to be spotted back action, the read. And that's going to be spotted back at the line of scrimmage. So now second down and about 13 to 14 yards and a timeout called by the Bullfrogs.
And that's what I like about this. The Bullfrogs still use their timeouts. In anybody else's eyes, lots of coaches' eyes, no matter what they tell you, a lot of coaches' eyes, you'll see a deficit like this, 1 minute and 4 seconds left to go. You'll see, hey, guys, let's not get banged up anymore. Everybody do your job, get you some tackles, try to stop them. Let's not let them score again, but pretty much kind of wash it away. Coach Welch and the staff are not that way. It's 1 minute and 4 seconds left to go. It's 1 minute and 4 seconds left to win the game.
Yes, sir.
He calls a timeout right here. It's a long second down. The Bullfrogs need a stop right here. I believe he has one more timeout, so I would not doubt if you don't see after this play, depending on where the play goes, if he doesn't automatically call another timeout immediately, he's probably already in the ear of the referee on that side, says after next play, if it's in bounds, timeout. So the referee already knows, ready to go. He's still strategically looking for a way to win this game with 1 minute and 4 seconds left to go. Although your back's kind of pinned against the wall, it's 1 minute and 4 seconds left. You still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, but there's only one timeout left for the Bullfrogs.
Oh, I can see it now.
Yeah, barely. And now trips lined out to the right. And, of course, wouldn't be surprised if, they are going to run the ball here. And just staying up, it looks like Smart playing the smart play there. Just taking a while to get down. And now 56 seconds left, and the timeout is called. So with third down and about 13 yards to go, they're going to have to basically run this clock out as best they can. Sanger is, and Lake Worth has got to make something happen out of it.
So what's going to happen right here? It's Lake Worth's out of timeouts. They need a big stop right here. It is fourth down. No, it's third down. Third down and 13. So they need a stop right here. What's going to happen is the Bullfrogs can get a stop here. They get a stop here, then they can run the Indians can run the clock out, probably about 8 seconds for the play, brings you down to about 48 seconds, and then the Indians will be able to let that play clock run down 35 seconds. They'll probably take the delay of game, punt the ball, or kick the ball off if they don't get a first down here, and to give the Bullfrogs only, 15, 20 seconds left to go to try to do something.
And now, Wellborn in the backfield. He's going to take the ball. He's trying to bounce it out to the right. Trucks into a player, and he picks up the first down, but he does go out of bounds, so that will stop the clock. But now with 48 seconds left on the clock, no timeouts for the Bullfrogs. This game looks to be just about over, unless a fumbled snap or something of the likes. It looks a little bit grim.
Yeah. It's a little bit grim, but, Coach Welch is going to tell them to keep going because right now this clock is going to run down. They're going to take a knee here, I imagine, as Wellborn backs way, way up.
And they do just as you say. And that, in a matter of fact, is actually looks like it's going to be the last play of the game as both teams, I guess he did stay in bounds as both teams walk to the sideline as the clock is now at 10 seconds. And Sanger, 49, the Bullfrogs, 35, as a tough-fought battle between the Frogs and the Indians. And ultimately, it looks like Sanger coming out on top.
Oh, yeah. That's a tough one there.
It's unfortunate. And, you know, the Frogs came out and they definitely played well. It was just really a battle of the run game. And a lot of credit to Wellborn here tonight, making some great runs. Ran with a lot of power. And the Frogs struggled to bring them down, but they did fight back in that second half. Some big plays. Caleb Welch came up with some big passes late in the game. Found Mark Fulkerson a couple times, but unfortunately wasn't enough to bring this team back. But, hey, I mean, the thing is, the fight was definitely there.
Yeah, you know, just running this game back right quick because I know they'll clean it up out here real quick and kick us out. But really quick, running this game back, the Bullfrogs really put themselves in a situation early on, down by 14 and having to come out of that. You know, for anybody, any defense, that's a shot to the gut. And for any offense, you're starting out with a whole lot of pressure, and that's not that's before you even step on the field with the defense. You know, at the same time, the offense came out and had a 3-and-out the very first series. So you think you're battling back and forth as a team, trying to help each other out, trying not to keep the defense out there as much, and the offense trying to do what they can to progress the ball. Tonight, I think we saw some more growth for the Bullfrogs. Great game. I'm glad they played Sanger. I'm glad they played against a guy like Wellborn. I'm glad they played against a guy like Smart. This is what they need to see to get prepared for the district that they're in.
Yeah, 100%. And, you know, they're running that 3-3 stack. Of course, you know, it's tough to run or stop the run game when you got 3 guys on the line. It can be done. And it just takes a lot of coordination from your guys, who's blitzing where, and filling your gaps, doing your job. And I think this is a good wake-up call, especially against a good run team like Sanger. So hopefully this is something that they can look back, look at the film. Where do we need to adjust? How are we going to stop someone like this? And, you know, might as well do this week too, right?
Yeah, that's it. You know, this is a wrap. Now we're looking forward to next week for the Bullfrogs. Next week we're looking for that's what we're looking for right now. I guarantee you the after school song huddle that happens is already starting to talk about next week down there. So Caleb Welch tonight still had a phenomenal night.
Definitely.
Throwing the ball. Mark Fulkerson had a breakout night. And this is what I think we're going to see all season long. Last week, Demarion Pulte had it. This week, it was Mark Fulkerson. You know, you're going to see that go back and forth. And when you have weapons like that, I mean, Orozco, he dropped a couple of critical ones, but then came back and he still had an interception.
Yep.
And then still has a big catch on offense. He had to regather himself and get there, and he did that. So there's a lot of learning, a lot of things that go into a process in this game.
Definitely.
Afterwards, tomorrow morning, watching film and looking at that back, a lot of people are going to look at how they thought they were going to attack this game, and then they're going to see on film how they actually attacked the game, and then start to formulate for themselves what they're going to do the next time for next week. Not necessarily for when the next time they play a big running back, but what they're going to do next week. Because it's not about looking too far in the future. It's one day at a time with this team and looking forward to the next game now that this one is over.
Yeah, definitely. And that's it right now. Next week begins actually right this second. So that's kind of the Bullfrogs mentality is we got to get out. We got to get back to work, and that work starts right now. And, you know, again, I'm proud of these Bullfrogs for continuing to fight. And we're going to hope for a better week next week, and, you know, game planning and all the coaching that goes into it. So, you know, I know the coaching staff is great, led by, of course, Tracy Welch, and the players, they're great kids. And I think they'll be able to bounce back from this, and, you know, you live and you learn. So I'm excited to see this.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, we saw tonight the passion that Coach Welch has. And those of you that were listening on MixLR tonight, you know, the video says, you know, 1.8 million words or whatever you want to say whenever you see the picture of it. To see the passion of Coach Welch when he saw that crackback happen and nobody even discussed it, and he was calling for the white hat. When you see that passion happen that comes out of Coach Welch, I think that's why these kids love him. That's why this community loves him, because he's really fighting for the kids through and through, all the way down to the last second as much as he can to try to, make sure that they're getting a fair shake on everything. And, I can't say enough about the Bullfrogs. I can't say enough about this coaching staff. And I really am proud to be calling this radio station. I'm glad you're here getting a witness it and call it here with me.
I appreciate
And I
that.
appreciate everything, Chris. And, this next week, the Bullfrogs, I'm pulling it up now to make sure I have it right and nothing has changed because with COVID, things have changed so quickly. This next week with the Bullfrogs, they are at home against Western Hills. Western Hills was in our district last year. They're not this year, but they wanted a piece of it, so they called Coach Welch and said, hey, put us on the schedule. We want to play you. So, again, Bullfrogs have beat Western Hills the last 2 years in a row. They think they have something. I think the Bullfrogs would be excited to play one of their former district teams they had to play in the last 2 years. But next Friday night, come join us here on Bullfrog Radio and Bullfrog Football Mix LR. We're going to go live with the pregame at 6:30 p.m. The game's at 7 p.m. at Kittrell Stadium in Lake Worth. Hey, you're listening now, so listen tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. with the Coaches Show with Tracy Welch. Guys, we thank y'all so much for tuning in. For Chris White, I am Joey Wilcoxon. For